the BRC Grounds, getting ready to watch the Team USA versus Team UAE on this fine Saturday morning. It is looking like a beautiful day. It's very, very sunny. It is the Over-50 IMC Men's World Cup. In Group A, we have USA has chosen to bowl Yes, so we are ready to watch the match, and it is officially the fourth match for the UAE. It is looking like it is going to be a good match. There are a lot of matches going on right now, as we have here in Pool A, England, New Zealand, USA, Zimbabwe, Sri Lanka, UAE and Namibia, and in Pool B, South Africa, Pakistan, Australia, West Indies, India, Wales and Canada in this year's edition of the IMC Over-50s World Cup held here in Sri Lanka. There have been some very exciting matches that have happened recently all around Colombo, in fact, and here we are coming to you live from the Havelock area. There are lots of matches going on right about now as well, especially since it's a weekend. There is a lot of time to sit back, relax and enjoy the matches as well. We have in team Here are the points tables so far, with Sri Lanka in the lead with 8 points, England coming in second with 6, and then we have USA and UAE both with 2 points each, which means that both teams will be looking for a win, especially today. It seems like, one side will be able to shoot themselves probably to the third spot if they secure this win, which means no doubt they will both be, wanting it pretty bad right about now. Namibia rests at the bottom without a single win so far. Once again, here's the points table for Pool B, with Australia coming in strong with 6 points. We have India, Pakistan and Wales all with 4 points there. They have won 3 matches each. And then South Africa, West Indies and Canada with 2 points each. Once again, Australia is kind of a clear set themselves apart, winning all their matches so far, winning all 3 of their matches so far. And it's looking very well for them. The Over-50s men's team is performing pretty well. And yes, as you mentioned, it is a very sunny day, extremely sunny in fact, which means it is going to be a good game of cricket. Everything looks pretty good to go. The wind isn't too strong, so there is a good chance.
Right, so it's all set here at the BRC Grounds in Colombo, and it's all set for the exciting match, the United States or the USA taking on UAE. So let's have a look at the conditions here at the BRC Grounds. So from the first looks itself, it's a very hard and a wee bit of moisture in certain spots, but I don't see that hurting either of the teams, even if they're batting or bowling, because with the sunrise coming, hitting hard here, I don't see these patches lasting any longer. And these grass covering, especially if you can have a look at these spots. Now, these areas especially, they have a very firm grass covering. So I would say the fast bowlers, especially in the first hour or so, will have a say with the ball in hand. We'll see a bit of seam movement, much rather than swing movement. We'll see a bit of seam movement of these conditions as well. So as a captain winning the toss, obviously the spinners will come in to say here at BRC Grounds. The spinners will dominate. So when the day goes on, the spinners will come in to say. But the key thing to bat under these conditions is to stay in the crease as much as you can. It's a 45 over game. There's plenty of time for you to settle down. So once you settle down, I think you will be able to get those runs in. You can get those 1s and 2s across the grounds really well, and the ball will travel faster through the BRC outfield. So my decision for the captain winning the toss would be to bowl first and use that new ball early on and get that early breakthroughs, and then with the day goes on, ask your batters to settle down and get those runs on and about, making some time out here in the middle. So that's my decision, and I think it's a good track for an exciting match between USA and UAE.
Thank you, Urshad, for that pitch report, which means very, very soon we'll be going into the toss. But right before that, the captains of the team here is today's fixtures. So we have in Pool A 3 matches for each pool right now. We have Namibia versus New Zealand in the Navy Grounds in Lalisara. We have USA versus UAE, which you are watching right now at the BRC Grounds. Then we have Sri Lanka versus England in Colt Cricket Club, Colombo 5. And then in Pool B, South Africa versus India in the DSSC Grounds, Colombo 7. Canada versus Pakistan, MCA Grounds, Colombo 7. And then Wales versus Australia in USA Grounds, Bandaragama as well. We have with me Oshla as well. Welcome, Oshla.
Welcome, Sajani, and a good morning as well.
Good morning.
The IMC Over-50s World Cup 2025. It's an important fixture here at the BRC Grounds in Colombo. Very picturesque grounds here in Colombo. So USA taking on UAE. Right, so we have Adil out there at the centre with the two captains for the coin toss. Over to you, Adil.
Good morning everyone and welcome to the BRC Cricket Stadium here in Colombo. We are for the Group A encounter between USA and UAE of the IMC Over-50s Cricket World Cup 2025. I've got the two captains with me, the home captain Sanjeeva Veerasinghe representing USA and Saeed Rafiullah leading UAE, and also the two umpires assigned for this game. Captain Sanjeeva, you've got the coin. Let's give it a toss.
Heads.
Heads is the call. It's tails. Yeah. So Captain Sanjeeva wins the toss. So you decided to
bowl first.
Any particular reason? What do you think of the wicket?
Yeah, sun is out. Wicket looks there's a little bit of grass patches, and I see some dark patches as well. So we have a couple of seam bowlers. So we are trying to make use of it in the first hour.
So just one win so far in this game. How do you see this game and how's the preparations?
Yeah, preparation been good. We played first 3 games in 4 days. So the third game was a bit tough on the body. We had 2 days rest. We are well prepared for today and looking forward to a good game.
Yeah, great. So good luck for this game, Sanjeeva. And Saeed, happy with the decision? You are batting first?
Yeah, we are batting first. Actually, we have no choice to decide right now after losing the toss. But I think in the morning it was a little bit more of a dump. Now it seems fine. And you know, when you have no control, you have to live with what you have. I think wicket seems to be fine, and I may have gone for the same decision for the batting.
Okay. So, looking at the wicket, what do you think is a good score to put on the board batting first?
See, looking at this wicket and the size of the ground, I think we are looking around 250 to 300. That should be the comfortable target to achieve.
Okay, so. Same as USA, just one win so far in this tournament. How are you looking forward to this game and how's the preparation?
The preparation about our team, we have some unlucky situation happened, or some of the players had some serious issues back home and all that. So we are struggling with that. But having said that, whatever is there, we have to go with it. That's all.
Yeah. Thank you, Saeed, and good luck for the game.
Thank you.
And the news from the middle is that USA won the toss and choose to bowl first.
Right, so thank you, Adil. So there we go. USA winning the toss and elected to bowl first as expected. The conditions here at the BRC Grounds, Sajani, it does look like that it will give some purchase off to the faster bowlers right from the start. So USA just keen to explore their opportunities out in the middle.
Yes, it does. Here is the teams for both sides, USA and UAE respectively. We have Sanjeeva Veerasinghe, the captain of USA and his side. And then we have UAE with Saeed Rafiullah as captain and his outfit here on screen. USA won the toss and chose to bowl first, which means that UAE has quite a high target with 250 to 300 runs being their aim, which means that the USA bowlers, the outfit has quite a task to kind of narrow it down and keep them limited, probably within a comfortable score of probably less than 200, I believe.
Yeah, anything below 200, USA bowlers would be pretty happy to chase, especially to chase down for the USA batters. But the thing is, I think from what we heard from the UAE skip as well, I think both the captains are pretty happy with the decision, because even though UAE were put to bat first, they were anyway planning to bat first. So as he mentioned in the coin toss, anything around, as you correctly mentioned, anything around 250 would give them a really good chance, because looking into the points table, both the teams just one win in their run in this IMC Over-50s World Cup so far.
Yes.
USA playing 3 matches, winning 1 and losing 2, and UAE playing 4 matches and then winning only 1 match and losing 3. So desperate times for both the teams to make it into that top 2, which at the moment Sri Lanka and England, as you can see on the screen, 4 matches on the trot for Sri Lanka, winning with 8 points, and then England undefeated as well. And we have a very interesting match just at the Coles Cricket Club grounds, not far from here.
Yes.
Sri Lanka taking on England. I'm sure it will be a very thrilling contest between the 2 undefeated sides so far, and one team will eventually continue with their undefeated run in this IMC Over-50s World Cup. And New Zealand is not far behind as well.
Pool B being Australia with their 6 points as well. And then once again, this side is a little bit more balanced in terms of points, with both sides kind of really needing those wins as well. We have 3 teams with 4 points with 2 wins each, India, Pakistan and Wales, and 3 teams with 1 win each, being South Africa, West Indies and Canada, and Australia sitting comfortably on top, winning all their 3 matches.
Yeah, so Pool B really looks more competitive than Pool A, with a lot of teams still within their range of making it to the top 2. So remember, top 2 teams from each group will advance into the next round.
Yes.
So Australia and India right now sitting on the top of Pool B. And of course Pakistan, Wales, South Africa, West Indies, Canada, all these teams have a chance of getting into that top 2 positions. Right, so the 2 umpires walking after the middle. 2 officiating umpires for today's game for this USA versus UAE. We got Susantha Dissanayake and Martin Whale, the 2 on-field umpires for today's game.
Once again, USA won the toss and chose to bowl first. We have their bowlers slowly coming onto the ground.
See, the thing about these conditions, Sajani, as I mentioned earlier, even in the pitch report as well, the key thing to when it comes to batting out there in the middle is that you got to make sure that you survive, and maybe the first couple of overs, maybe the next 3 to 4, the first 3 to 4 overs, you got to make sure that you're playing with the full face of the bat. You're being extremely defensive as well.
Yes.
Because once you do that, once you settle down out there in the middle, I think you can, just nudge the ball towards the gaps. You can get those 1s and 2s, and then maybe the occasional boundary. And I think this pitch, it requires an old school batting effort. So that is exactly, I think, what USA, what we can expect from the UAE as well, because I think they have a really good experienced campaigners who can understand the need of the hour, and to put up a good batting performance with the bat after being put into bat first by the USA captain.
Yes, one thing I noticed about the UAE is that their opening pair is very, very... So their captain being Rafiullah, he is the more aggressive batter, and then his teammate is the more defensive player. And from the match that I watched previously, it seems that this combination works very well, because Rafiullah kind of takes most of the shots, and then it is he's the other opening batsman who is able to kind of, slow things down and get those runs in the middle. So maybe that's something they might be doing this match too.
Yeah, for sure, because having that right combination up front is very important, especially when putting up a good total on the board. You need to have that partnership between the 2 opening batters, one being aggressive and the other one being the more defensive one. Really works out even in the international level. You see that combination working out pretty well for the national teams in the international arena as well. So yeah, I think UAE would be pretty happy, because looking into this contest so far, both these opening batters have done their job fairly well.
Yes. And the thing is, this UAE opening pair will really need to hang on, because one thing I noticed, a weakness in the UAE batting lineup at least, is that after the first few batsmen kind of fall, it's hard for them to kind of get their groove back. So I think that this opening pair is going to be a very decisive pair, because if they aren't able to hang on for at least, let's say, the first 8 overs, I feel like UAE will be in a dangerous or critical position right off the bat, quite literally.
Yeah. For sure that opening partnerships are very much crucial. Remember, this is a 45 overs game, so there's plenty of time for you to just settle down and take things easy and, just play it accordingly and make sure that you bat deep and bat through these 45 overs. Because once you bat 45 overs, and if your top order is still out there in the middle at the end of over number 45, which means that you can easily go beyond 240, 230 and would get them to a really good total. So I'm sure that's what the plans are for UAE as well. Bit of a hold up out in the middle. The USA fielders still figuring out where exactly they need to be positioned here. The two batters for the UAE team.
One thing I noticed is, like as you mentioned, not a lot of matches have gone by where all 45 overs have been utilized. This is Amjad Khan, the opening batsman for the UAE.
Yeah, I think still looking into this, there's Saeed Rafiullah from the UAE, the skipper, opening the batting for the UAE team. Right, so it looks like we're all set for the ball number 1. It's a very hot and humid day, isn't it, Sajani?
Extremely.
Yeah.
I mean, here in the commentary box, we had to move the table back because it was just so hot.
Right, so asking the question straight away, and this time it's gone. Just imagine, the first ball, and the USA picks up their man. And the fine partnership that we talked about is not possible for the UAE.
Extremely unfortunate beginning. Probably the worst way to start off a match. And unfortunately, the UAE will not be playing their strong opening partnership, which might be a very critical or decisive moment in this match too.
Yeah, that ball just came in very sharp. No chance. Not good timing from Amjad Khan as well. Just a tad too late to get his batting position. And success straight away for United States. They're one down without scoring, USA, or rather UAE.
Welcome to the IMC Over-50s World Cup 2025. Experience the unforgettable moments as teams from around the globe compete for glory. 14 nations, 1 champion. IMC Over-50s World Cup 2025. Live on the Papare TV, Dialog View app and the Papare.com. Get ready for the International Masters League, where cricketing powerhouses collide. Who will rise to the occasion and claim the ultimate glory?
Here we go, second ball of the game. Brilliant start here for the USA. I mean, it couldn't have been a more ideal situation, which really shows the skippers, prowess in selecting the ball first, because this is clearly the best outcome they could have had. First ball, first wicket.
Yeah, Hari Krishnan Sasidaran walks out to the middle for UAE. The number 3 batter coming in in the very first over itself. There's good stuff from Toldur with the ball in hand. The first delivery just came back sharp and no chance for the batter. But these last 2 deliveries have been pretty wide outside the off stump as well. So Hari Krishnan just happy to let that ball pass through towards the wicket keeper.
The wicket that we saw of Amjad Khan is a very unfortunate one for the UAE, given the fact that he is their second highest run scorer for this team.
This time, straight to the hands of the fielder at point. Hari Krishnan just throwing his bat outside the off stump, and Amjad Khan has been their second most consistent batter with 109 runs with an average of 27.25. So that's a big loss for them up in the order. These are crucial matches, especially given the fact that we are at the business end of this tournament. These teams are trying to work out a win to get the point up and running.
Once again, we can see that Holder is kind of struggling to find his groove, bowling the first over, but he was very lucky. First ball, 1 wicket. So it doesn't really matter what he does for the rest of this over, because he's kind of done his job, I would say, as a first over.
Certainly, early wickets are very much crucial, especially after electing the ball first. This time the ball worked away, and the ball might not run away for a boundary. Yes, it does. That's not best of the fielding efforts from the fielder in the team. So he gets over with the boundary. Hari Krishnan firmly struck, has good timing. He was wide outside the off stump and cut away quite nicely. No chance of the point fielder. And he knew exactly where the fielder was positioned and was careful enough to play it away from him.
First boundary of this game in the first over. So first over we've had the first boundary and the first wicket.
Yeah, a lot happening already in the first over. An eventful over, I would say. On first extras as well, couple of wides.
That's it, Arun.
Yeah, that's much better. Much better from Toldur. That's exactly where he's supposed to go. Right outside the off stump in that 4th to 5th stump region, I think is where you should focus. Given the fact that they're playing with this pink ball, not the usual red ball that we're saying. So it's a pink Duke ball, I was told, which is like the top of the line in terms of the qualities. So the ball will stay intact for much longer period of time, and the faster bowlers will get some assistance, and the ball will get softer as well, making it a bit more ideal for the batters when the day goes on. But these early overs are very much crucial, Sajan, because given the conditions of the pitch, there's some grass patches as well scattered around that good length region, so the bowlers will get some movement of the conditions. So that's, I think, what Toldur is trying to do, hitting that good length area, hitting the deck hard, just like that.
He had a few misses in this over, but I feel like he's really getting his groove back on. As at the first wicket has fallen in the first over, it is now 7 runs for 1 wicket.
What is your plan for the next cricket tour? Here is the answer. Pusa Leisure Private Limited, Sri Lanka's only leisure company with its own cricket ground. Engage in sports tourism exclusively for cricket. Contact details. Pujita 077 7421 842. Nushani Gunasekara 076 76 17 249.
I can go wherever. I don't know where he went.
7 runs coming off from that first over. Very eventful over. Couple of wides, a boundary and a wicket of the very first delivery of the match. So mixed emotions for the USA, but I think they'll be pretty happy with the efforts so far, especially.
I certainly believe that it doesn't really matter how many runs came off the first over, given the fact that they captured the decisive wicket of Amjad Khan being the second highest run scorer. So as long as the runs conceded, still got him from from scoring and putting a total on the board for UAE, I feel like USA will be pretty happy.
Yeah, right. So the skipper, and we're seeing a spinner being brought from the other end straight away, which is quite surprising to me.
Well bowled. On it. First step, Raj.
Sanjay with the ball in hand. Now the reason why I told that this is a surprising move from the USA skipper is from his comments itself. I think the faster bowlers would be ideal given these conditions at the start, but I think these 2 deliveries from Sanjay is enough to prove me wrong so far. 2 good deliveries, top deliveries from Sanjay to start off with.
Current partnership being only 7 runs so far.
Start giving away as wide, so already 3 extras on the board
so much.
for
All you got to do
USA.
is make him play.
4 extras, I believe.
4 extras, is it?
4 extras.
All you got to do is make him play.
It almost seems like the USA bowlers kind of ease into their bowling attack so far. It has not been the smoothest of starts for both bowlers we've seen so far.
They're still finding these conditions. I think, if I'm not mistaken, this is their first match here at BRC Grounds for both the teams. So just trying to understand how these conditions will work out for them.
Too close to leave, Shabash.
Saeed just bowling it well outside the off stump, not giving it bit more of air as well, just folding it in flat trajectory, giving that chance for the batter to come under the ball. And it'll be another wide. Again, not the best of the starts. They got a wicket, but still, it's not disciplined enough so far from USA.
But the good deliveries so far have all been dot balls, which is also quite a good start for this bowler.
Pushed away, couldn't get away from the fielder. Saeed just showing no signs of any aggression. So we're still in the power play, this first power play. Only 2 fielders are permitted to be outside the 30-yard circle. So we got long on in position. And a deep scoring in position as well. So pretty much unorthodox field setup for Saeed. So 2 overs done, 9 runs on the board for the loss of 1 wicket. Right, so 2 overs done, and Toladur back with the ball in hand. Worked away now this time. There's fielder in the deep. A deep point fielder in position. So it's a pretty much unorthodox field setups from the US skipper, because usually what we see is point fielder up in the 30-yard circle during this power play, and normally you get the deep third man, or maybe the deep fine leg, or maybe long on, long off in position. But trying out something different, something new, which could work out for USA. Surely, I'm sure that they've come out with a good plan, a good strategy.
So far, the ball hasn't really passed the 30-yard circle, so we haven't seen it much in action.
Oh, that's a good shot done down the ground. And the ball will race away for a boundary. The first signs of real aggression from the UAE, and this time it's Saeed, the skipper, just touched too full from Toladur and just pushed it down the ground. It was up in there for some time, not the perfect in terms of timing, not the perfect shot in terms of timing, but still good enough to get it all the way towards the boundary line. So the second boundary.
Almost made it for a 6.
Well ball, Arun.
First runs on the board for Saeed as well.
So far in this over, Saeed has faced 3 deliveries, and or rather 2 deliveries, and both the way that he approached to these last 2 deliveries, it tells me that Saeed will try to go after the bowling, especially against Toladur, who's bowling with some gentle pace, which could be ideal to just nudge that ball, especially to work that ball down towards the fine leg, or maybe the third man region. Given the fact that both the fielders are up in the 30-yard circle, it's just a matter of making the ball go past those 2 fielders inside the 30-yard circle. Oh, this time, what exactly happened there? I think the wicket keeper just tipped off the bails. Now that's a good delivery. Once again, that ball coming in sharply.
Best delivery we've seen this over so far. Not too sure what that was. Maybe an attempted stumping?
Oh, good bounce on offer. See, this is what happens when there's sort of thick grass patches in those good length areas. If a bowler, if you can, especially as a fast bowler, if you can target those green patches, you can generate some odd bounce that could, completely deceive the batter. And I think that's exactly what we saw. Hari Krishnan was completely deceived with that bouncer. Oh, down the leg side. This might run away for a boundary. Oh, there's a fielder in the deep. He cuts it down to just a couple of runs.
The most expensive over we've seen so far in this game, including a wide.
Yeah, 3 runs there for UAE. Yeah, as we correctly mentioned, it's not been the most disciplined bowling effort so far from USA. A lot of wides, a lot of extras, and a couple of boundaries already as well.
I mean, there was a time in this game where there were more extras that had given runs to the team UAE than their own, their own strikes.
Right, so 3 overs done, 18 runs on the board for the loss of 1 wicket now.
Witness the thrill of the big match season, where school pride is on the line and every run counts. Watch as heroes rise and legends are born. The big match season, live on the Papare TV, Dialogue View app and thepapare.com.
Look at this.
Ooh.
The biggest budget ever.
3 to 4 million.
Come on in.
It's breathtaking.
Amazing.
This is stunning.
Wow. I love my job.
My lottery dream home. Mondays on HGTV.
Current partnership being 18 runs from 17 balls with 1 wicket for Team UAE.
Right, so Sanjay will continue from the pavilion end here at the BRC Grounds. It's a very fine morning, very hot and humid as well. Perfect for cricket. Not so perfect for us to be out there in the middle, but for the players and for a good game of cricket, it's absolutely perfect.
The sun seems to have gone down from what it was in the morning, which is very advantageous to
us as well.
Yeah.
Well bowled.
Toladur has been, or rather Sanjay has been quite disciplined. We saw a couple of wides being produced in his first over as well, but this time around I think he has bowled fairly well from the other end, giving that support to Toladur.
Yes, he has. I mean, it was Said who did not score a single run in his previous first over against Sanjay, clearly playing it safe, and that's what we're seeing right now as well with 2 dot balls.
Now should be a wide. Yeah, there you go.
The only runs this bowler has conceded so far have been wides, Oshda. There have been no runs scored.
No runs, yeah. True, just both the 3 runs have been of wides.
Which is telling, because that means when he bowls a good delivery.
Well bowled. Very well bowled, Sanjay.
This time he gets off the mark, Saeed. The first runs off the bat of the bowling of Sanjay. See, it's the pace that he's bowling. He's not bowling it fast. He's bowling it at an ideal pace, which could be a bit tricky for the batters to work with, because if the spinner is bowling fast, then it's easy for the batter to just push the ball, use the pace of the delivery, and use that momentum just to glide that ball towards the gaps and get those 1s and 2s. But with the pace that Sanjay is bowling, it's difficult, because you have to put that extra bit of effort as a batter to push that ball towards the gaps, and that's not going to be easy in these conditions, especially here at the BRC Grounds.
100% with the fall of an early wicket, they're looking to protect it as well.
Haven't seen much foot movement from either of these batters, Hari Krishnan and Saeed.
On it. Well done, well bowled.
Not a lot of movement in the overs that Sanjay bowled as well.
Yeah, still early days, and the ball is fairly new. And with the bowlers' foot mark, with their, especially when the faster bowlers and the batters just walk down across the pitch, the cracks will open up. That will create some spin for the spinners.
Well bowled.
But of course, with a finger spinner, you cannot really expect the ball to turn square. Especially this pink ball can be fairly tough on the spinners up front. So 4 overs done, 20 runs on the board for the loss of 1 wicket.
Husa Leisure Private Limited is inviting you to invest for this project for the development of golf course and 120 individual houses, which will be selling outright. Required investment is $30 million, which is the value of 49% of shares, and is available for you to invest. Whatever amount you can invest will yield benefit within less than 5 years.
20-1 is the score on the board for Team UAE.
Still a good start for USA. If you take those extra runs away, I think UAE have scored but 12 to 13 to maybe 14 runs with the bat, and it starts off with another wide.
Once again, it is Toledo back to bowl his third over. I feel like Rafaela will be looking to capitalize off this over, given the fact that they kind of take their time against Sanjay, so they will be looking to score some runs here.
Yeah, I'm sure of that as well. Saeed has been, especially in the previous over, has been trying to go for those big shots against Tolodur, because it can be comparatively easy to go after the bowling of Tolodur rather than playing those big shots against Sanjay. So I'm sure they'll try to use this over to get some quick runs on the board. But at the same time, Saeed being very patient as well. On a good day, he would have just smacked it towards the offside. But
I feel like the loss of his opening partner really kind of prevents him from being able to go after those big shots.
Yeah. Now this time it's up in there. There's protection in the deep, just a single. Not so good running between the wickets. Saeed was just casually jogging to the other end and almost got himself run out.
This was a problem we saw in the match between UAE and New Zealand as well. They weren't really running between the wicket, and then he got run out like 5 meters away from. He was just walking.
Yeah.
So I think they need to really, improve their running between the wickets and understand, the critical nature of the fact that the ball will be, flying towards the wicket.
Yeah, running between the wickets, such a crucial thing when batting. You've got to make sure that you're running that first run hard. That will give you a chance to come back for the second run, maybe off a misfield. Oh, that's a good delivery. And that just missed everything. Missed the batter, missed the wicket keeper.
First 4 of this over.
Yeah, that's quite unfortunate. 4 byes signaled by the umpire as well. He just missed everything. That's a good delivery. Just a bit unlucky there, Tolodur. So you talked about Saeed being not being aggressive since the departure of his partner. I think that's a sign of a good captain, and at the same time who's a sign of a good matured player. Just adjusting your gameplay according to the situation is such a crucial thing in cricket, and I think he's done that quite well. Once again, just a casual poke at the ball outside the off stump from Hari Krishnan. He's been struggling a bit out there in the middle as well. 14 deliveries so far for his 5 runs. Not very fluent with the bat. Last ball of this over. 26 runs so far for the loss of 1 wicket. And that'll be a dot delivery to finish things off. 5 overs done. 26 runs on the board for the loss of 1 wicket, UAE.
So Sanjay Pandya will continue his left arm spinners for USA. UAE, after a poor start, as I would say, like first ball duck for their opener Amjad Khan, slightly have shown some progress and slowly recovering from that early breakthrough. To take you all through the next 5 overs of the game, I have the media manager of the USA team, Mr. Ravi Suri, alongside me here in the commentary box. Very good morning to you, Ravi.
Good morning, Adil. Thank you so much for having me here. It's a pleasure being with you all here.
Beat the outside edge. Appeal for a stumping by the wicket-keeper. Not that interested. So I think USA, despite that first ball delivery, have managed to keep things quiet. But I think they would be eyeing one more wicket here. Your thoughts, Ravi?
Definitely, yes. There's a lot in the wicket, and the captain opted to field first, having won the toss. When I went for the pitch report, I could see that there was a lot of patches. The wicket is damp. First 45 minutes or 1 hour matter a lot. I think the USA bowlers have been a little inconsistent in terms of not using the offer on the wicket. The ball that Sanjay just now bowled is what you need to be doing on this wicket, which is to hit the spots and make sure that you're not bowling wide of the stumps.
Yep. And seen fast bowler and a spinner operating from 2 ends so far. Still, it's the opening combination for USA. Arun and Sanjay. And that's cleaned him up. That went straight with the arm. The batsman yoked it and missed it completely.
That's the perfect length and line that Sanjay was looking for. This was a ball that is always a danger ball on this wicket. Either you bowl really full or you bowl slightly short of a length. Either way, you get a lot of purchase on these wickets. This ball was an arm ball, came in a bit quicker in the air. As we see the replay, beautifully bowled. That is a perfect length, slightly pitched up, and the ball came in sharply with the arm to get the batsman out, beaten and bowled.
Yep, it's a big wicket for USA. It's the captain, Saeed Rafiullah, gone for 7 of 17 deliveries. UAE 2 down for 26.
Welcome to the IMC Over-50s World Cup 2025. Experience the unforgettable moments as teams from around the globe compete for glory. 14 nations, 1 champion. IMC Over-50s World Cup 2025. Live on the Papare TV, Dialog View app and thepapare.com.
I was talking to the UAE captain at toss, and he was telling me that they're going through a tough time in terms of injuries, availability of players, and the composition of the team, because they have had a lot of issues. Some of their key players couldn't make it to the tour, and the ones who are here are having a tough time with the heat and the humidity. And I think they just have 11 players today from what I saw at the post-toss event. Just 11 of them turned up for the anthems, and that would mean that they're under a lot of pressure.
Yep, so it was just 11 names in their team card as well. No 12th man named. So as you said, going through a tough period, but I think this is all about the sport, right? You won't have the best of the times all the time.
Yep.
It's just a matter of how you face them and overcome them.
That's very true. Someone has to step up when the going is tough, and that's what team sport is all about. You do come across these situations, but then it also provides the opportunity for someone to show what he's made of and step up to the plate.
Yep. So Sanjay Pandya with the second breakthrough for USA. He has just given away only 4 runs so far in 2.3 overs, as he will resume to the new batsman, Seen Ranjan, another hard-hitting batsman from UAE. As I said, hard-hitting. It just starts off with a boundary. I'm not sure if it's a 4 or a 6, but he had with first ball of his innings, threw his arms at it, and almost gets a 6 out of it. And that's the confirmation from the umpire. It's a first ball 6 for Seen Ranjan. What a start, Ravi.
That is some start for a batsman playing his first ball. One way to negate anything in the wicket. Just take that equation out of the game. Go there and heave the ball to the sweeper cover region. He saw the ball, length ball, went after it. No two measures there, no half measures there, sorry. And gave it one full blow to send the ball soaring into the cover region.
Yep. That was a clean strike. Can't get any cleaner. And just as I said, he's a hard-hitting batter. replacing Said Rafiullah, who is also a hard-hitting batter, just proved that it's all right to give that tag to him. And we are also having a slight delay here because the ball, I suppose, has gone past the wall of the BRC Grounds, probably towards the Cole Stadium, where Sri Lanka are taking on England today. You can catch the action of it live as well on the Papare, Sri Lanka's #1 sports channel. In the meantime, I think we've got the ball back, and we are pretty good to resume. Just the USA players making sure the ball is in good condition.
Yep. Ranjan, it's very clear from the first ball that he faced, is going to take the high-risk game. So it will be, go hell for leather. And such an approach can, lead you to either a successful innings or a quick 30 or 40, or you can obviously get out very soon, because it's obviously always full of high risk. Such an approach.
Yep, high risk, high reward.
True, very true.
And thoughts on Sanjay's first ball to the new batsman? Not sure it was what he intended.
It was not a bad ball, it was a flighted ball. Obviously, you would expect the batsman to be more respectful towards the first delivery that he's facing. But Ranjan has come with very clear intentions. I suppose sometimes, given the trouble that the UAE team is in with regards to their composition of team, lack of player availability, injuries and so on, attack is the best form of defense in these circumstances. And also given that there's so much turn and jump on the wicket, it's good to go this way and put the bowler under pressure.
Very true, Ravi, very true. Attack is the best form of defense, and UAE clearly have chosen that, at least seen Ranjan. Quite an eventful over so far from Sanjay. A wicket and a first ball 6, 3 dots.
That's a loud LBW appeal.
Appeal for caught behind. I think the appeal was if the ball hit the bottom edge while Seen tried to cut it.
Oh yeah, that was a caught behind appeal, yeah. Sorry about that. Sanjay pulled the length back a bit, ended over.
Yep. So let's talk more about that in the next over. UAE 32 for 2 after 6.
Husa Leisure Private Limited is inviting you to invest for this project for the development of golf course and 120 individual houses, which will be selling outright. Required investment is $30 million, which is the value of 49% of shares, and is available for you to invest. Whatever amount you can invest will yield benefit within less than 5 years.
There's a change in bowling at the far end. Shah Nawaz, who's making his presence for the first time in this tournament, he's replacing Arun. USA has gone for a horses for courses approach in this tournament in terms of playing their 11. This game they brought in Shah Nawaz and Arun, seeing the green top and the wet patches on the wicket. Just the previous game against England, they played an all-spin attack, but here they went in for 2 medium pacers. Obviously, it's a horses for courses approach.
Yep, and I think you all have enough local knowledge on local conditions in your squad, with the likes of Sajid Fernando, a Sri Lankan first-class legend in himself. So, how's the preparation for you all in this tournament?
This has been one of the most well-planned tournaments, given that 3 or 4 players in the squad of 17 are from Sri Lanka, particularly Sajid, who has played all his youth cricket here and is a legend in these parts, like you correctly said. Sajid's record is something which is matched only by Jack Carlis at the test level. 280 wickets, 10,000 plus runs is no mean task at all. So he would know, like I said, every blade of the grass around here in Colombo particularly. And he has been obviously helping Sanjeeva and the tour management committee with his inputs. He's also been guiding all the players on the approach to take on in these conditions, and I'm sure he would have had a say in the pick-up choice of players for this game, seeing the surface that we are up with today.
Yep. And also, how has it been conditioning or adjusting to the conditions out here in Sri Lanka? Because I know the conditions out there in USA are completely different to what you all are offered here in Sri Lanka?
Given that most of the USA team comprises of expat players from the Asian region, you have players from Sri Lanka, obviously, quite a few of them, a lot of them from India, some Pakistani players. They are used to these heat and humidity and the kind of conditions that you face in the subcontinent. So I don't think the USA team has had too much of a challenge or difficulty in putting up with these conditions.
Leading edge.
Oh, that's a catch drop. There is a leading edge to cover where Fazal, I think, ran in and couldn't make it in time. For example, ball was in the air for quite some time. Fazal was a deep cover. He ran in but couldn't get under the ball.
Could have been big problem for UAE if that had been pouched by Fazal. Luckily for UAE, Hari Krishnan gets a chance. Unlucky for Shahnawaz. Could have been a wicket in his very first over of the tournament.
Yes, and that will put immense pressure on UAE team if we have another wicket at this stage of the game. That is a cross-batted heave to long on region for a single.
Ranjan, as you said, his intentions are clear. He's just going to attack. And yes, Ravi, so we were speaking about how easy it was for the USA players to adjust to the conditions here in Sri Lanka, because most of them have grown up in similar conditions, Sri Lanka, India, Pakistan. I also would love to talk about the facilities over in USA, because for a fact we know that USA cricket is in the growth. It's definitely in the growth. And the senior team, the main team, is doing really well. I suppose it's the same with age group cricket as well.
That's a nice observation. In fact, USA cricket is in the northbound curve. Be it youth cricket, be it the age level cricket, which is right from the age of under 12 to under 19, and the USA national team itself, and of course the Masters teams in the age groups of over 40, 50 and 60. There is so much of vibrancy and there's a lot of energy in all these levels of cricket. And even the facilities. Dallas, for example, has one of the best grounds. It has a very good stadium, an outstanding wicket, and the facilities at Dallas are as good as any you can get in the world. There are some grounds in Houston region. There are some in California. A few are coming up in the New York region. It is catching up all these years. We'll come back to it soon.
Yeah, let's come back to it soon. And a decent over from Shahnawaz. Could have picked up a wicket as well, but starts off with a 5-run over. UAE 37 for 2 after 7.
Mama Gajaman. මම හැමදේම කරන්නේ බොහොම පිළිවෙල. මං වැඩ කරන්නේ මගෝ රිස්තුමා. එතුමාට නම් මාව නැතුවම බෑ.
Like you said, that is a very good over from Shahnawaz to ease into his spell. Unfortunate not to get a wicket, but it was a good over where he used the juice in the wicket to move the ball off the seam and get good lift of the wicket. Parab was collecting the ball at the chest level. It just goes to show Shah is hitting the deck, which is what is required on this wicket.
Yep, and Sanjay gets his 4th over as well. Picked up his first wicket in the last over.
Well done, well bowled.
To get back to the facilities in the US, Grand Prairie Stadium in Dallas, where the Major League games were played, is fast turning out to be a most wanted venue to conduct games. It's a very popular venue. The wicket is a very good one, very sportive. There's something in it for the batsmen and the bowlers. In the meantime, Ranjan steps away and takes a swipe. The ball takes the outer edge and goes to the third man region for a boundary.
Yeah, not the area he wanted to hit the ball. Took the outside edge, but luckily for him, it went above the third man fielder, and he picks up his second boundary of this innings so far. He moves on to 11 of just 6. Once again, a replay. Outside edge and over the infield. And this outfield is very quick, Ravi.
This is a very fast outfield compared to the one that we played a couple of days back against England at the St. Thomas College ground. That was a thick and heavy outfield. Not this one. This one, the ball will race to the boundary.
Well bowled.
This time the ball spun square. Opened the wicket to make himself enough room to probably hit a similar kind of shot. But the ball turned.
There is turn and bounce on this wicket. It was a good toss to win, and the only option that UAE is taking, which is a smart one at this point, is you keep defending, there will be a ball with your name on it. Rather get some runs under the belt before the wicket gets much worse to bat on. Get some runs quickly against his bowlers, put them under the pressure is probably the best approach at this point.
Yep. So we're talking about the facilities in USA. Generally, so we have different perceptions. We'll come back to that again, because seeing Ranjan here is only playing one way and is just attacking ball after ball. This time he gets to the ball, doesn't get room, gets it to his body and hits it over the mid-wicket fielder for another boundary.
I would look at getting Sajith into attack at this time, given his smartness and ability to play with the batsman. You need to vary your pace as a bowler when the batsman is going after you. Sajith might be a good option. I see him coming in pretty soon. The way Sajith has been bowling this tournament, he should be a good option for the skipper.
Yep. So probably see a bowling change from this end very soon. And yeah, so the wickets in USA, do they favor more pacers or spinners? What's like the general norm in the wickets of USA?
I'll come to it, as he takes another mighty swing, misses altogether, and the ball hits him on the pad and goes to the short third-man region. Parak jumps across and goes over to collect the ball. No run in that. The wickets in USA, I would say, are particularly the ones in Prairie View, which is in Houston, are batsman-friendly wickets. There's not that much for the spinners. The medium pacers in the morning always get some movement there and help there. There's sometimes a lot of dew that helps the pace bowlers with the dampness. But I would say the batsmen in Houston will always do well given the conditions.
Yep, that's some great insight about the facilities in USA. And that's a decent comeback from Sanjay in towards the back end of the over. UAE 45 for 2 after 8.
Get ready for the International Masters League, where cricketing powerhouses collide. Who will rise to the occasion and claim the ultimate glory? Live on the Papare TV, Dialogue View app, and thepapare.com.
You don't want to miss it. Life is good. Things are spicy in here. Blew my mind.
Simon's Dinner's cooking out. Thursdays on Food Network.
Shanawaz back for his second over.
Talking about facilities here in Sri Lanka, the production team here at looking after the streaming of these events, a huge shout out to them. They're so professional. The camera work, the work from the production team, the coordination with the commentators, everything is working like a well-oiled machine. Shanawaz, ball slightly wide. The ball did move quite a bit, but it was slightly wide of the off stump. Shah is bowling pretty well, making good use of what's there on the wicket there.
Yep, and thank you very much for that shout out, Ravi. Yeah, so the Papare TV, Sri Lanka's #1 sports channel, bring you live coverage of this IMC Over-50s World Cup 2025 in Sri Lanka. And also stay tuned with the Papare, as the big match season is just around the corner. And Ravi, for your information, the big match season in Sri Lanka. So the big matches are annual encounters played between schools. So there is the Royal Thomian, which is around 145 years old. Then there is the Anand and Nalanda, which is also around close to 100 years. Isipatana Thurston, St. Joseph's, St. Peter's, and I can go on. There are so many big matches, and most of them are played from the final week of February to the first week of April. So most of them are played in March. So we used to call it the March Madness.
Yeah, school cricket in Sri Lanka, I've heard and read about it. It's something which is having a lot of history to it, a lot of culture, heritage, history to school cricket in Sri Lanka. A lot of good cricketers have come. That should be out, I think. It's an easy catch to and taken. Shanawaz gets his first wicket. Nirav takes a catch when the batsman goes for a big heave-ho. Ball goes to deep point. Skyer. Nirav takes a good catch, gets right under it and takes a good catch. Shah gets his first wicket.
Yep, so that's the end of Seen Ranjan's stay. Not much damage done, I would say. 15 of 10. He gave a few lusty blows, but the stay is shortened by Shahnawaz. UAE lose their third wicket, 47 for 3.
Shah was looking good right from the first ball that he bowled. It was a matter of time before he could get this wicket. He was moving the ball in the seaming conditions. He was making most of it by hitting the ball at a length and keeping a good line. If the batsmen keep going at this rate, it's a matter of time before they get more wickets, because they're going a little desperate and trying to swing at every ball.
Yep. I think as we said, even in the beginning when Seen Ranjan started off with the first ball 6, the longer he waits would be bigger rewards for UAE, but it was just a matter of time he would give a chance, and USA grabbed the first chance itself, but Harikrishnan Sasidaran, who is at the other end on 9 of 22, did give a chance which the USA vice captain Fazal couldn't hang on to, and this is the new batsman Biju Nair in at number 5 for UAE to join Harikrishnan Sasidaran.
Yeah, the danger man is removed. He was hitting quite well, particularly against the spin of Sanjay Pandya. He was hitting to different parts of the ground and taking his chances. And given that you're in the first power play, you can just have 3 fielders, in the deep. And the batsman was taking his chances and was getting away with a few of them. But Shahnawaz got the better of him.
Yep, much needed breakthrough for USA. Good first up delivery from Shahnawaz. Full and straight, but equally well played by Biju Nair as well. Worked it away to the leg side boundary where there was not much close in fielders. Cut off the single. And he picks up 2 runs in his first ball.
Parak, the wicketkeeper, had to go to deep square leg to fetch that ball.
Talk about commitment.
Yes.
These are over-50s cricketers, and brilliant to see such commitment.
Very true. And this heat and humidity. And Parak is one of the fittest cricketers in the USA team. This was very well fielded by Nirav again.
Was in the air for a while. I thought it would carry, but unfortunately for USA, did not go all the way to the extra cover fielder.
Yeah. Extra cover is a little deep. Probably could step in a few, given that Shah is bowling a good line and length.
Once again worked on to the leg side. Call is for 2, but they're happy with the single.
Naveen, another good fielder in the USA team, was pretty sharp there. He moved quickly from a mid-on position to a wider mid-wicket position to field that ball.
That's the end of successful over for USA. UAE 50 for 3 after 9.
Welcome to the IMC Over-50s World Cup 2025. Experience the unforgettable moments as teams from around the globe compete for glory. 14 nations, 1 champion. IMC Over-50s World Cup 2025. Live on the Papare TV, Dialog View app and the Papare.com.
At every game, the local production company, the Papare TV, they are providing extremely good commentators. It's not easy to find them because these are times when there's so many games going on. It's not easy to get commentators for every team. My colleague here, Adil, is obviously an excellent commentator. Day before yesterday, when USA played England, I came across a 14-year-old kid, Heron. He was a professional at his work. Unbelievably good at what he was doing.
Yep. So the Papare providing opportunities for all passionate youngsters around Sri Lanka, helping them live their dreams of dream careers in the sports broadcasting industry. So Sanjay gets his 5th over as well. He got a good hammering in his previous over by Seen Ranjan, but now he's dismissed. So I think the USA skipper has thought maybe we can go for another over from Sanjay.
That is true. And Sanjay did bowl those 2 balls very well, the first 2 balls of this over.
That's a poor delivery. Way down the leg side. Probably couple of more extra runs as well. So that's just 3 runs given away. And he'll have to re-bowl it as well.
Yep. Looking back, the USA captain would be a little dissatisfied with the few loose deliveries and the hit-me balls that were given out there. In these conditions, it was more prudent of the bowlers to stick to a specific line and length and not give room for either the cut or the pull. There was some room given by a few of these bowlers.
Yeah, lucky boundary for Biju Nair. The ball came back in, got the inside edge, actually the bottom edge, and went past the keeper as well. Very lucky boundary for UAE.
Very true. Luck also has been part of the game and has been with the brave batsmen who are trying to go after the bowlers in these conditions. They know that defending will not see them last too long, so they're trying to get as many runs. I think 160, 170 would be a challenging score on this wicket.
The UAE skipper said that they would be eyeing for a score of above 200 in the toss in the morning. So that's another boundary. This time towards the other side of the wicket keeper. Still kind of a French cut or bottom edge.
Took the
Not
inside
sure.
edge, inside edge, and went to the fine leg region.
You can set a field for that, Fazal.
2 in 2 for UAE. 2 boundaries in 2 balls, consecutive balls. Both lucky boundaries.
Yes, I agree. They were lucky boundaries, but these boundaries matter because it happens to be a low-scoring game, which it can be given the wicket and the conditions. Every run matters, and USA would do well to tighten the belt and put a lead on the scoring.
Well ball.
Good comeback from Sanjay. So dot ball after 2 back-to-back boundaries.
Well ball, Sanjay.
Again down the leg side. So another expensive over from Sanjay Yadav despite the dismissal of Seen Ranjan.
Of the 60 runs, 62, Sanjay has given 30, which is a substantial number of runs in his 5th over.
And he has also bowled 50% of the overs bowled so far.
That's a good ball, well bowled. I'll take a break at the end of this over and come back in a bit. Let the local commentators, do their bit, and look forward to catching up again in a bit. Thank you so much for this opportunity.
Thank you very much, Ravi, and looking forward to have you again. And that's the end of over number 10, UAE 62 for 3.
Pusa Leisure Private Limited is inviting you to invest for this project for the development of golf course and 120 individual houses, which will be selling outright. Required investment is $30 million, which is the value of 49% of shares, and is available for you to invest. Whatever amount you can invest will yield benefit within less than 5 years.
So as we come back, 10 overs completed. UAE being put into bat 62 for 3. Decent run rate. Helped by a lot of extras. I say Sanjay.
Yet to change. There we go. Shahanava picked up 1 wicket, 1 for 11 in 2 overs for him. And as you correctly mentioned, Michael, a lot of extras. I think 63 for 3, maybe around 20 extras already, 20 runs off of extras already for UAE. So they'll be pretty happy with that, but not much disciplined effort from the USA. I think they've been good right throughout this tournament in terms of bowling, but today nothing have worked out as they have picked up 3 wickets, but runs have come out quite consistently as well.
Yeah, even the spinner was giving away lots of wides. Is he just beating the bat?
That's one area of concern for them heading into the latter part of this tournament, USA. but need to get their act together with the ball in hand, try to bowl in much more disciplined areas. So the thing about bowling these wides, giving away these extra runs, is that it makes it easy for the batting side. Now that's up in there, and it's taken. That's the 4th wicket. That was just casually hit up in the air, and Nair will have to depart for just 11 runs, and that's the 2nd wicket for Shahanawa. 2 for 12 for him now. Just not much power behind the shot as well. Just went high up in the air, and a good take from the fielder at mid-on. So that's an important wicket, an important breakthrough for the USA. And Biju Nair got for 11 off 11, and Shahan was picking up an important breakthrough. 64 for 4 now, UAE.
Witness the thrill of the big match season, where school pride is on the line and every run counts. Watch as heroes rise and legends are born. The big match season, live on the Papare TV, Dialogue View app, and thepapare.com.
Catch the excitement real time. Be up to date with it all. Let us capture your milestones. Get it sizzling hot off the turf. Hear the experts break it down. Dig deep into the nitty-gritties. Be inspired by their greatness. Relive all the scintillating action.
Come, correct.
So as we come back, new batsman, the crease.
Shehzad Ahmed from UAE.
Also, you were not wrong. You said around 20. It was 21 extras.
Yeah.
17 wides and 4 byes. That's a lot for just 10 overs.
Yeah, that's quite a lot. Wonder where they will end up at the end of the over number 45. Quite a lot of extras, quite a lot of extra runs given away by USA. They've picked up wickets as well, 64 for 4. Oh, that's a good delivery. How did that miss the top of the off stump? That was very close. For a moment, I thought it crashed onto the stumps.
It first missed the bat,
Yeah.
went through the batsman basically, and then over the stumps.
Ooh.
Beautifully bowled. Oh, that just touched the batsman.
This good bowling from Shahanwaz. That's off the edge. Will run down for the boundary. That's quite unlucky there on the part of the bowler, but runs anyway for UAE. This is good, encouraging stuff, isn't it, for the USA bowlers. Shahanwaz picking up 2 wickets for 16 and now getting a thick outside edge as well.
Well, this is really good bowling, but unlucky. Just pointing his fingers a bit. The UAE batters seem to like to go for their shots. Yeah. They're not going to stick around there. See a slight change in the field. The third man coming in now. There's a short third, but
oh, that's a good delivery.
Again beaten.
That's the end of the over as well. 11 overs done. 68 for 4 now.
So 11 overs gone, 68 for 4. UAE have been put into bat. A slightly greenish track. And see a change in bowling again.
A very familiar face.
Sajid Fernando. Very crafty bowler. Will have a lot of plans for different batsmen.
Yeah, Hari Krishnan going on strongly here. 10 of 23 has been taking his time, but he's been out there for some time now, seeing his partners going back to the pavilion one after another.
Well, they'll need someone to stick out there. So looking at it's a very good score, 68, just at that 4 wickets. Brought them back a bit. And USA really helping them with 20 odd extras.
Yeah, it's just a matter of, that's, for a moment I thought that just went through the fielder and went all the way towards the boundary line, but that a good save from the field inside the 30-yard circle. Yes, as you correctly mentioned, Michael, 68 for 4 in 11 overs. It's a decent score, just that they've lost 4 wickets. So I think what they need right now is one man to bat through these overs and to hold up the innings, and that is exactly what Hari Krishnan has done for 24 deliveries. So if he can dig deep and stay in the crease as much as possible. Now once again, that's just a few inches away from the slip fielder.
So far you've seen him tossing it up and bowling it pretty slow. So he'll use the pace and to see whether he can get any turn out of the track.
This pink ball, Michael, it does seem to hold up in terms of the shine, and the seam seems to hold up a good way. Still, we're almost in the 12th over and there's still that shine in the ball, and I think the faster bowlers will get some advantage as well, even now, because you saw in the previous over the movement that the bowler got from this particular pink ball from the other end, of course.
Yeah, they're playing with the Duke ball, so that's generally harder and it swings much more. So seeing a lot of ball. You in this type of cricket you won't get the tear-away fast bowlers, but you'll get people who can swing the ball both ways. Brilliantly bowled again. You can see that just slowing it up, trying to entice the batsman to come out. Bowled a lot of played a lot of his cricket in Sri Lanka, and his basic home ground was the adjoining ground, Coles ground.
A very handy spinner. Goes his way around. As you like to mention, how to entice a batter to come onto his front foot and to drag him up front. And 2 slips in position as well. So this is good encouraging stuff from Sajid Fernando. Last ball of this good over, just 1 run so far. Now asking the question, this time he has been given. That's just suicidal, isn't it, from the batter Shehzad. Playing across the line of the delivery, that was dead in front. Easy decision for the umpire. The breakthrough straight away from Sajid Fernando in his very first over.
Shehzad losing patience. Seen a few dot balls. There we see that replay again. Well, yeah, that looked gone for money. You can see the wicketkeeper also was standing just there, didn't even move down the leg.
Yeah.
And Shehzad has to walk back for 4 of 7 deliveries. LBW bowls Sajid Fernando.
Welcome to the IMC Over-50s World Cup 2025. Experience the unforgettable moments as teams from around the globe compete for glory. 14 nations, 1 champion. IMC Over-50s World Cup 2025. Live on the Papare TV, Dialog View app and thepapare.com.
The UAE losing another wicket.
Yeah, half the side back in the pavilion now for 69 runs. We previously mentioned runs have been quite good in terms of the run rate. So going almost at maybe 5.5 runs per over, but they've lost wicket in regular intervals, and right now 5 wickets down, half the side back in the pavilion. It's been a real struggle for UAE out in the middle.
What I can't understand is when you see the shot selection, they've got the runs on the board, plenty of overs remaining, no batsman wants to stick out there and, grind it a bit. Few dot balls and then you see the big shots coming out.
Yeah, I think that's what Vijay Mehara is a new batter out in the middle for UAE. I think that's what Sajid Fernando was also planning, because he was bowling it slow outside the off stump, frustrating the batter, and you bowl one delivery straight and the batter going for that cross-batted shot. That's a good cricket all round. Now that's dive. It should be out. Yes, it is. The finger goes up and success straight away. 6 down now UAE. And Shahanwaz picking up his 3rd wicket. That was just dead in front, isn't it? Now that's a big wicket. That's Hari Krishnan. 11 off 25. He's been out there in the middle, very patient and not going for any big shots, any rash shots, not taking any risks. But this time around, he missed that straighter delivery. And that is surely just crashing onto the stumps. There we go.
Yeah, just planted his foot right there in the middle and then trying to work it around his pad. That was his problem.
Yeah.
Should have played it straight. I'm sure he would have got a single at least driving it down. So Hari Krishnan has to go 11 of 26.
You don't want to miss it. Life is good. Things are spicy in here. Blew my mind.
Simon's Dinner's Cooking Out. Thursdays on Food Network.
So that's 6 down now. Still in the 60s. Not been able to move out of that. So now the batsman who was out there for some time also back in the pavilion. You get two relatively new batters at the crease. Won't be easy.
Yeah, you look at the previous 2 dismissals. Both the batters just planting their foot right in front of the wickets. That is more of a technical issue, I would say. Just trying to bat. Just a bit of premeditating shots there from both the batters. Not working out for them, not working in favour of UAE. Rehan Ahmed Khan is the new batter in for UAE. A lot of responsibility now upon his shoulder, upon both the batters' shoulders, because they need some runs here. There we go. The intentions are clear. I think that's has it gone all the way for a 6. We'll wait for the official confirmation. Oh yes, there we go. 6 signal by the umpire. That's a powerful shot. First ball, Michael. No hesitations. You give me width, I'll hit you over through the covers.
Interesting to see whether he can carry on doing that. But that was wide outside the off stump. Asking to be hammered basically. Just throw in the kitchen sink at it. Just threw everything at it.
Yeah. Shahanwaz picking up a wicket, and now first ball against Rehan is going all the way for a 6. That was a poor delivery, to be honest. Not very wide outside the off stump. Plenty of width for the batter to just throw his arms at. And the score goes up to 75 now.
What they need to do is just keep bowling straight. Every time they bowl straight, the batsman was in trouble. There we see again trying to go for that cut. Seems to like that on the offside. Strong on the cut shot.
Yeah, intentions are quite clear from Rehan. He's just trying to go after the bowling. I think he has been given very specific instructions. You're not just going to hang out there. You get those runs as quickly as possible. Probably just trying to get past that 100 run mark for sure.
Oh, that one again. Just sliding down leg. Go for that straight delivery. But good cricket by Rehan. Gets the single. Gets his partner Vijay on strike.
These are valuable runs. Every run matters at this stage for UAE. For their bowlers to have something to bowl at. I'm sure right now their plan is to get to that 100 run mark and then beyond that, to plan beyond 100 runs at this stage, I think is a bit too far for UAE. So we'll see how things will progress for them. Vijay and Rehan will have a lot of responsibility to guide this team towards a defendable total.
I'm sure they can easily get more than 100 if they decide to bet that 45 overs first. Just hit whatever ball you can, and then just play out dot ball. That's okay, as long as you can bet that 45 overs, because anything can happen in a game like this.
Yeah, and Michael, we're still in the 13th over and a lot has happened so far.
Let me see a good ball. And just let those go. Not worry about the run rate. Anything, if you bet those 45, and even if you live to 150, USA have to come out and get that. And anything can happen.
I think they have sort of a platform here now. UAE 76 runs in 13 overs, so we'll talk about this in the next over. 13 overs done, 76 for 6.
When Simon says grill, you know it's going to be fantastic.
Life is good.
When Simon says season, you know it's going to be flavorful.
You're gonna love it.
When Simon says add some kick, you know it's going to be fiery.
Things are spicy in here.
When Simon says cheese, you know it's going to be cheesy goodness.
Blew my mind.
Make it like Simon does. Simon's Dinners Cooking Out. Thursdays on Food Network.
So Fernando will continue. Will be interesting to see how Rehan is going to take him on.
And not going to be easy because he's not offering you any pace. He's bowling it. It's slow and he's planting it right in that good length region, making it difficult for the batter to get under the ball and play those shots, especially down the ground. So it'll be an interesting battle this between Rehan and Sajid.
And he has a lot of experience. Sajid has a lot of experience, so he will know. Also, very good batsman, so he'll know how a batsman would think. And Rehan just opts for the single. So he's got the right idea, just knock it around and try to give him anything in his zone. He's going to go for it.
Yeah. He does look like a complete package, Rehan, so far. 8 of 4 for him.
So this may be also a plan by Sajid to try and just get him onto the other side. Don't want you to be hitting me around.
He's a canny bowler, isn't he?
Yeah,
Sajid Fernando.
He is a smart character. Just told that he has more than 10,000 runs in domestic cricket in Sri Lanka.
Yeah.
Right arm over.
See, this is what this Over-50s cricket brings on to the table. A lot of experienced players.
Well bowled.
And even, if I'm not mistaken, even in the Canada team, they have plenty of players who have, represented Sri Lanka A team, and some have gone on to play county cricket. So there's a lot of experience, and it's such a fascinating thing, isn't it, after all these years, to see these players back representing their country. Now that's up in there. Leading edge coming into play. But it'll be quite safe. It won't run down towards the boundary as it slows down. Oh, I think that's just poor on the part of the fielder.
It'd be given as 4. Well, I've seen that happen in a previous game, and it was not given as 4. Just had his leg behind the ropes. Yeah, not given as 4.
There we go. Oops.
Well, he didn't touch the ball there, but
there we go.
Need a super slow to see he lifted his leg off the ground.
Yeah. And just a single this time, Vijay. Just happy to give the strike back to Rehan, who's striking the ball well.
So this is what UAE needs. Just look at getting those
ones and
singles,
twos.
yeah. And then you get the edge. You get a 2 or 4. No need of hitting the ball in there.
Another quiet over from Sajid Fernando, who's bowling his second over. Picked up a wicket in his previous over, have given away only 5 runs. He's a handy operator with the ball. Has extreme control over his bowling as well. Wide outside the off-stump, and it's been given as wide. Just very close to the wide line.
Sajid wouldn't like that. had a look back at the umpire.
Yeah.
Doesn't like runs been taken off his bowling. That was really slow.
See, that's the thing about bowling it slow, isn't it? It's just the batters will need to give that extra bit of strength, extra bit of push, so that will force the batter to do some errors, to do some damages onto his own batting. But this time, Rehan just understanding the need of playing it slow, and at the end, 1481 for 6 now, UAE. Right, so Shahan Vaz will continue from the far end for the scoreboard end here at the BRC Grounds. 14 overs done, 81 for 6. UAE in deep sort of trouble with 6 wickets down. They have the runs on the board. It's just that they have lost wickets in regular intervals. Right, so Vijay is on strike. Much better presented the full face of the bat the last couple of overs. I think these two batters have shown some temperament, some resistance against this USA bowling attack, presenting the full face of the bat, playing it very defensive, which is the right way to go. Now there we go, with an offer. The idea was good, it's just the execution was not perfect as it just went straight into the hands of the fielder. But I like this approach. I really like this approach from both the batters, because whenever the opportunity is presented, they're going for it. They're going for those big shots, but they're playing it safe whenever it's straight and onto the stumps, just like that. Brilliant.
Really, I think that's what they need to do. I think they've discussed between overs. I mean, thought, let's bet a bit, get some betting practice as well. Best chance to do it.
Yeah, it's quite simple, isn't it? There's nothing very complicated out there in the middle. There's plenty of overs remaining, and all you got to do is play out those straight deliveries, and now that's up in there. And just, work away the ball whenever there's an opportunity. Oh, that's just casually has gone all the way towards the boundary line. For a moment, I thought there was a fielder in the deep and would cut it off, but just good placement there from Vijay.
Yeah, he made sure he got it over that fielder.
That's risk-free cricket, isn't it?
So this is all they need to do. Not sure why they were just throwing their bats at everything at the start. Sometimes what can happen is when you come out to play the game, you know your positions, strengths and weaknesses. So sometimes they would have thought, they had a score in mind that they needed to be at this score at the end of the innings. I don't think that's the way to go, because you need to see how the pitch works and how good your batsmen are.
Yeah, it's good to have those plans and strategies, but you need to make sure whether they comply with the standards out in the middle, because it's a different ball game out in the middle. So 15 overs done, 85 for the loss of 6 wickets now, UAE.
UAE as part of bother here, having lost 6 wickets for just 85 runs in the 15th over. And Sajid Fernando will continue. Picked up 1 wicket in his 2 overs so far, giving away just 6 runs. Huge responsibility on the shoulders of Vijay Mehra and Rehan Khan. We'll come back, Sajani.
Hello. There has been a massive collapse in the UAE batting order. I mean, at the start of the match, they were confident that they would score about 250 to 300 runs, which is looking quite impossible in this sort of scenario. What do you think a good score would be at the rate it's going?
I mean, from this position onwards, I think they should target at least, I would say, at least 150.
Mm-hmm.
Still, don't think that would be very competitive considering the strong batting order USA has got. Still, that is something from where they have, from this situation.
Mm-hmm.
But in an ideal scenario, just like the captain said at the toss, 200 plus score would be the ideal target to set. But from this situation, even 150 looks like difficult.
Yes, but they have ample overs to maybe score that. So if they just take that time and maybe just score like a couple of runs, just run in between the wickets even, they might be able to put up a triple-digit score.
Definitely, and just like they did now, just like Rehan did now, just nudge the ball to the gap, pick up a single, settle down there, wait for some time. As you said, they've 19. They have around 19 overs left from here onwards.
Mm-hmm.
It's a 45 over game. It's still the 16th over. What a throw! Hit the bullseye, but I think the batsman was back on time. Brilliant fielding effort there by the USA fielder.
100%. Just check out that replay.
Quick pickup and a quick throw, and to top it all, it hit the stumps.
Yes. Very lucky that from the UAE batsman.
That over went in a flash. Just 2 runs given away. Sajid Fernando is running through his over very quickly. So that's a dot to end the over. UAE 87 for 6 after 16 with just 2 runs off that over.
Husa Leisure Private Limited is inviting you to invest for this project for the development of Gulf Coast and 120 individual houses, which will be selling outright. Required investment is $30 million, which is the value of 49% of shares, and is available for you to invest. Whatever amount you can invest will yield benefit within less than 5 years.
Mama Gajaman. මම හැමදේම කරන්නේ බොහොම පිළිවෙල. මං වැඩ කරන්නේ මගෝ රිස්තුමා. එතුමාට නම් මාව නැතුවම බෑ.
Yeah, Sajid. Coming right arm over, new ball.
So Sanjay Pandya, is it? No, I think it's a new bowler replacing Saeed Shahnawaz. Saeed Shahnawaz picked up 3 wickets in his 5 over spell. Brilliant spell, giving away just 27 runs. I think that caused this collapse for UAE.
100% UAE have shown that their middle order isn't too strong, and that is something we saw in this match, something that they haven't been able to remedy just yet.
Well bowled.
Yep, and Sajani, UAE have just exactly 11 players left for this game from their squad of more than 15 players.
Yes.
So most of them have met with injuries, and some of them had to fly back to UAE due to different reasons. So they've left with these 11 players that they are playing today. So a tough challenge for them. Not much of options when it comes to picking up 11 or making a combination. They've just got the 11 players left to play this game. And the new bowler is Badadre, yeah.
Raj Badadre.
Off spinner.
Well bowled. Well bowled, Raj.
Not a bad start from him. He hasn't conceded many wides as we saw in the opening balls when it came to the previous bowlers. So good start from him so far.
Well bowled.
Sending it very, very slow. Raj making the batsman to do all the power work in terms of hitting the ball. But for the moment, I think the two UAE batters are happy with just going slow. But that was a hard hit and straight to the fielder. Just the moment he wanted to attack, they were happy with playing defensive cricket so far.
Yes.
And just for a moment he thought, okay, I'll just take this bowler.
I think that was his key mistake, given the fact that it was a new bowler. He would have had a strategy like this, and it clearly worked because it was few dot balls, making the batsman very impatient. Look at that replay. A strong shot, but it just did not carry because there was not enough pace on the ball, which means that he is now returning back. That is the 7th wicket for the side of UAE. Rehan Ahmed Khan going for 9 just off 12 balls.
Witness the thrill of the big match season, where school pride is on the line and every run counts. Watch as heroes rise and legends are born. The big match season, live on the Papare TV, Dialogue View app and thepapare.com.
Husa Leisure Private Limited is inviting you to invest for this project for the development of Gulf Coast and 120 individual houses, which will be selling outright. Required investment is $30 million, which is the value of 49% of shares, and is available for you to invest. Whatever amount you can invest will yield benefit within less than 5 years.
So UAE in deep trouble, 7 down for 88 in just the 17th over. So the new batsman in is...
Nice catch, Paresh. In spite of all the drama, good catch.
I think it's Tarsan Flory. Just waiting for the confirmation from the production team. Nevertheless, a brilliant start for the new bowler, Raj. Wicket off his very first over. 4 dots and a single. 4 dots, a single and a wicket. Great over, great 5 balls to start off.
So that means the strategy to bring him in was a very, very good one. Came out of the blue and it clearly worked.
When Simon says grill, you know it's going to be fantastic.
Life is good.
When Simon says season, you know it's going to be flavorful.
You're gonna love it.
When Simon says add some cake, you know it's going to be fiery.
Things are spicy in here.
When Simon says cheese, you know it's going to be cheesy goodness.
Blew my mind.
Make it like Simon does. Simon's Dinners Cooking Out. Thursdays on Food Network.
So yeah, here are the 6 matches or the 7 matches that the Papare TV are bringing you live. 6 of the IMC Over-50s World Cup. Namibia versus New Zealand at Valisera. Wales versus Australia. And the 7th game is a rugby match from the club rugby tournament. Today's game is between Sri Lions and Palise Sea at the Air Force Grounds at Ratmalana. Talking about the IMC games, the 6 IMC Over-50s World Cup matches that we are bringing to you live. We are coming to you live from the BRC Grounds, bringing you live action of the USA versus UAE game. And right next to us in the neighboring grounds at Coles, the hosts Sri Lanka are taking on England. Meantime, Sajid Fernando is just running through his overs. 3 dots to start off. It's a single in the 4th delivery.
He has incredibly quick overs. It finishes very, very fast. That's because there's barely any runs coming off it. That there isn't really that, and there are no wides as well. So that's something we don't see often when it comes to the USA bowling lineup.
Yep. So he's a Sri Lankan first-class legend. So let's come back to Sajid Fernando soon after this. And yeah, so Namibia versus New Zealand at Valisera, Wales versus Australia at Bandaragama, Canada versus Pakistan at MCA, Mercantile, South Africa taking on India at the DS Grounds, and the 2 games from BRC and Coles. Yes, Sajid Fernando is a first-class legend from Sri Lanka.
That's fine.
Has over 10,000 first-class runs, and as we said previously also, he knows pretty much every venue in Sri Lanka, the conditions, how to bat, how to bowl. So this is just a cakewalk for him, I think.
Clearly, I mean, after 18 overs, it is 90 for 7 wickets.
Get ready for the International Masters League, where cricketing powerhouses collide. Who will rise to the occasion and claim the ultimate glory? Live on the Papare TV, Dialog View app and thepapare.com.
Excellent over by Sajid Fernando. Just conceding 2 runs from that over.
It's 10 overs, 4 overs, just 10 runs, picking up 1 wicket. And I think Raj also has had an equally good start, picking up 1 wicket for just
couple of runs.
Yeah, couple of runs in his first over. That went straight. Not a wise shot selection from John Tarson Flory. It's just his 4th delivery. As we said, Sajani, it should be at least 150 for UAE from here onwards, and they'll definitely have to try and bat as many overs as possible.
100%. I feel like they just need to endure and keep hitting smart shots and running in between the wickets, especially. They cannot afford a run out in their critical position.
Definitely not. That would be the worst thing that they can afford at this point, having lost 7 wickets for just 92.
And like we mentioned, the UAE team does not have many options. Be very limited amount of players, exactly the amount they need. Which means each and every player who is now still here on the team should make their time on the field count.
And bringing you the updates from right across the fence at BRC, Sri Lanka versus England at the Cole Stadium. Sri Lanka in a spot of bother, I would say.
Similar to what we're seeing right now.
Yeah. So 86 for 6, Sri Lanka batting in their 21st over. Suwanji Madanayaka and Punyakanta Abegunasekara out in the middle. Battling it out hard for Sri Lanka, trying to rebuild the innings. So both teams, UAE and Sri Lanka, slightly in similar situations, but I think UAE in a bit of a deeper trouble, I would say, having lost 7 wickets. And with not much options left as well, like you said, it's just the exact number that they want for this game they have in their bank.
This has also been a pretty silent over with just 2 runs coming off it. End of this over, 92 runs for 7 wickets.
Husa Leisure Private Limited is inviting you to invest for this project for the development of golf course and 120 individual houses, which will be selling outright. Required investment is $30 million, which is the value of 49% of shares, and is available for you to invest. Whatever amount you can invest will yield benefit within less than 5 years.
Sorry, Arun.
Sajid Fernando back for his 5th over. 4 overs, 10 runs so far, just 1 wicket. And he's, like we said, running through his overs in a flash. He's doing a Ravindra Jadeja for Sajid Fernando, for USA here.
But the difference is they haven't been able to even make like one good shot of Jadeja. You get like a few options, or you get like a few boundaries here and there, but so far we haven't really seen that happening.
Absolutely tight bowling from Sajid Fernando. No room whatsoever. Just like a drill. Just bowl, repeat, dot ball, repeat, dot ball. Fantastic.
It's a surprise that they've managed to even score 10 runs off him.
Let's not be harsh, Sajid. But yes, definitely a brilliant spell of bowling from Sajid Fernando, bringing all his experience when it matters the most for USA. So they've only won one game so far in this tournament, having lost the remaining two. So this is a must-win situation for USA and also UAE as well. Yes, USA, so 3 games, 1 win so far in this tournament, whereas UAE 4 games, 1 win.
Nice shot, just escaped the fielder, but is not enough to carry to a boundary. They might pick up a couple, and they do. 3 runs off this over so far.
Probably the most expensive over from Sajid Fernando in this spell so far.
Probably.
No footwork at all from John, making Sajid Fernando look more dangerous. Finds the gap this time. John picks up a single. And that's the end of the 20th over. UAE 7 down for 96.
Right, so 96 runs on the board for the loss of 7 wickets now. 20 overs completed. UAE still finding it. Oh, that's gone. First ball. And John trying to play across the line of the delivery. That was just too full to be swept away. And it's touch too late from John as he's crashed onto the leg stump. Troubles all around for UAE. Once again, there we go, just a touch too full to be swept away, and it crashed onto the leg stump. So 8 down now, Michael. Trazen John Flory is gone for 6 of 13. And now it's 96 for 8 now, UAE.
Witness the thrill of the big match season, where school pride is on the line and every run counts. Watch as heroes rise and legends are born. The big match season, live on the Papare TV, Dialogue View app and thepapare.com.
UAE further depleting here, 8 down now for 96 runs. We're in the 21st over of this match. USA will try to wrap things up quickly here. Saeed Mohammed Shahabuddin from UAE out there in the middle.
That's quite a name, a mouthful basically.
A very lengthy one indeed.
Nadari is 2 for 3.
Yeah, really good figures for him. Bowling his third over, 96 for 8.
It's just about the shot selection. So, it's a downfall of most of the batsmen. That ball should have been just played straight. You couldn't sweep it because it was right in there.
But I feel like, Michael, is that these players, they're just playing with premeditated shots. They have this, okay, I'm going to play a sweep shot to this delivery. So doesn't matter where it lands, doesn't matter where it pitches.
I'm going to sweep it and I'll sweep it. And suddenly you get double. a full toss coming at your head because you're already down on one knee.
Very well bowled. सही है, सही है. बहुत सही है bowling.
So with the spinners on, the overs going pretty fast now.
It was very wide outside the off stump once again. And that's gone all the way for a boundary. Not the best of the deliveries from the bowler. It was very wide outside the off stump, and 100 comes up for UAE with that drive there from the batsman. There we go. Had to fetch it from outside the off stump, and he did that perfectly.
Well, with two slips there, field is wide, spread, have a lot of gaps. Perkins can get it into that gap, and this ground very fast outfield. Not down the leg side.
More runs for UAE. This time down the leg side. Oh, they're not running, aren't they? The two batters.
So they got two, is it?
They got two. Well, they were just a casual jog out in the middle. Not really running between the wickets. Understandable, it's very hot and humid, and I'm sure that these players are finding it a bit difficult, but that's what the game requires, the game of cricket.
But every run counts, so prolong the agony.
Much better delivery this time. Safely and neatly played by Shahabuddin as well.
That time leg side being kept open.
Over.
21 gone, it's 103 for 8.
Catch the excitement real time. Be up to date with it all. Let us capture your milestones. Get it sizzling hot off the turf. Hear the experts break it down. Dig deep into the nitty-gritty. Be inspired by their greatness. Relive all the scintillating action.
Still a pretty decent run rate, just at that 8 wickets. I've heard UAE.
Going at almost 4.5, 5 runs per over right from the start. That was there. It's just they lost wickets in regular intervals, and I think that's something that UAE would need to look back into this game and see what actually went wrong. And I think, as you correctly mentioned, the shot selection played a big role in terms of losing these wickets in regular intervals. Right, so Sajid Fernando is back with the ball in hand. The spinners have certainly taken the control of this game. Sajid Fernando is bowling his 6th over, giving away just 14 runs, and he picked up a wicket as well. Oh, that's a good delivery. That almost just kissed the outside edge of the bat.
Not sure what to do with it, so he just hung his bat out there. And going in straight up.
They're playing the wrong line entirely that time, but this time around he gets it quite well. There we go.
No. Very close to the bat, that previous delivery. Fernando getting through his over pretty quickly.
It's a matter of survival out there in the middle as far as UAE is concerned. You've got to make sure that they survive out in the middle as much as they can, because the runs will come eventually. You know, the ones and twos and maybe edges here and there by, so the runs will come. It's just a matter of surviving out there as much as they can. Right, so last ball of this over, Sajid Fernando very quick through his overs as well.
Bowling his 6th over, has 1 for 15.
Well bowled.
Just a 1 run from that over. 22 overs down, 104 for 8.
Get ready for the International Masters League, where cricketing powerhouses collide. Who will rise to the occasion and claim the ultimate glory? Live on the Papare TV, Dialogue View app and thepapare.com.
What is your plan for the next cricket tour? Here is the answer. Pusa Leisure Private Limited, Sri Lanka's only leisure company with its own cricket ground. Engage in sports tourism exclusively for cricket. Contact details. Pujitha 077 7421 842. Nishani Gunasekara 076 76 17 249.
So far, most wickets. Wales heading that is 12 and 10. Ali Bukhari and Ivan Rees. Pujitha Dona, Sri Lankan spinner, the left arm spinner, as 8. Summit 8. And Julian Maligna from Wales. So 3 Wales in the top 5.
They've been one of the dominant forces, Wales, right from the start. So looking into the most runs in this IMC Over-50s World Cup, we got Rory Ingram from Sri Lanka with 205 runs, a high score of 102 in 4 matches.
Giles Eccleston, 181.
Yeah, 181 runs with a high score of 109. Jason Oates from Zimbabwe with 171 runs. Fakir Dangaria as well.
And we saw that Eccleston's average is also 181, so he has not been dismissed once, and that was against Zimbabwe. Dismissed cheaply, then went on to make 100 odd not out against the UAE and a 50 in the next game. Remaining not out in both those innings. I was told that he was instrumental in getting 100 in the last World Cup final, which England won.
Well bowled.
Tossed up delivery once again. Shahabuddin just not being able to get under the ball that time. So USA UAE in this tournament so far. USA playing their 4th match and UAE playing their 5th match. Only lost, or rather only won 1 match each. So these are desperate times for both the teams to make it to. Well, heading into that top 4 seems a bit far out of reach for both the teams, as Sri Lanka and England have consolidated themselves. Even New Zealand has a good chance of making it into that top 2, but USA, UAE losing 2 matches and 3 respectively. They've been struggling, but it's a good experience. Now, that's up in there. Has that been dropped? Yes, it is.
I think it bounced in front of the fielder.
The moment I thought that just carried on to onto the fielder.
1-1.
Once again, this is good from Shahabuddin. Now, 9 of 15, and he's been getting those ones and twos quite well, which is the right way to go, which is the right approach at this stage of the game. 8 wickets down, you don't need to play those glory shots, to take those unnecessary risks. Just play it safe. And I think that's what UAE didn't understand right until they lost all these 6 to 7 wickets. I think they completely misread this pitch as to how to bat on these conditions.
Absolutely correct. Misreading the pitch, I would say. Most of the batsmen like that ball outside the off stump. Lots of scoring done there. So 23 overs gone. UAE 105 for 8.
When Simon says grill, you know it's going to be fantastic.
Life is good.
When Simon says season, you know it's going to be flavorful.
You're gonna love it.
When Simon says add some cake, you know it's going to be fiery.
Things are spicy in here.
When Simon says cheese, you know it's going to be cheesy goodness.
Blew my mind.
Make it like Simon does. Simon's Dinners Cooking Out. Thursdays on Food Network.
105 for 8. Basically the halfway mark.
See, the trick is, Michael, when it comes to playing in these conditions, in my opinion, as a batter you should make sure, as a batting unit you should make sure that you always play that, old school cricket. You're not trying to go for the big shots, you're just taking your time out in the middle, just happy to get those ones and twos, and that requires a lot of patience.
Yeah, because what they should discuss is, if you're batting first, number one thing is to bat the 45 overs, because it's really hot out there. And the fielding side, if they are on the field for 45, it's not easy, because you just have a 45-minute break to have your lunch and maybe a shower if you want to, or whatever, and get back. So for the openers, it's not fun.
There are a lot of different dynamics around this game of cricket, and that's what it takes to win the games.
But the good thing in this is, because it's over 50s, they keep changing. That one guy can come onto the field, and so you have, I think, 5 overs or 6 overs that you can get a rest and come back in. It's also a good thing because it's quite hot here. Missed the stumps, missed the wicket keeper.
Yeah, I think the wicket keeper just tipped off the bails there. For the moment I thought it just kissed the top of the off stump.
So was it bowled? That's what the fielders are getting together.
Oh, is he gone
Bit of
then?
confusion. Yeah, that's what the umpires are getting together. The batsman, I think one is walking.
Oh, he's walking.
I don't think the wicketkeeper had anything. That's why, because I thought it was bowled.
Yeah, because even the wicketkeeper was not interested.
Yeah, because he didn't even try to catch the ball. That's what I was wondering. That's why I said it beat everything. But let's see.
That's close, isn't it? But he's been dismissed. The decision of the umpire stands as the last decision. So Saeed is gone. 9 down now. So success once again for Sajid Fernando, hitting that top of the off stump.
Witness the thrill of the big match season, where school pride is on the line and every run counts. Watch as heroes rise and legends are born. The big match season, live on the Papare TV, Dialogue View app, and thepapare.com.
A very interesting turn of events, and eventually now 105 runs on the board and 9 wickets down. And Sajid Fernando once again bringing out that breakthrough for USA. Let's have a look at that once again. Oh, I think it did hit the top of the off stump that time.
It was a bit confusing to see whether, because the wicketkeeper's gloves also were close by.
Yeah.
But it did hit the wicket. Because even the batsman crossed over for a run. It was a bit confusing.
Even he was not sure exactly what happened.
Kulkarni, BK Kulkarni.
Last man in for UAE. 9 down for 105 now. Sajid Fernando will try to wrap things up here.
That's 2 for 15 so far.
Oh, that ball just kept low. 24 overs done. 105 for 9.
Mama Gajaman. මම හැමදේම කරන්නේ බොහොම පිළිවෙල. මං වැඩ කරන්නේ මගෝරිස්තුමා. එතුමාට නම් මාව නැතුවම බෑ.
So interesting fields, just the two fielders out of the 30th circle. Deep point and deep mid wicket.
Yeah, Sanjeev was quite good in terms of placing his fielders. They have continued to go with a very attacking field right from the start of this game till now. The fielding efforts have been fairly good. I would say average in terms of how they've managed to cut off those runs. Oh, that was just very close. Vijay will have to take fair share of strike here from here onwards. 11 of 27. He's been out there for some time, so he has a good idea as to what to expect from these conditions and what to expect from USA bowlers.
I think the catching has been good.
Yeah. We haven't seen drop chances, have we? No.
Yeah.
There was one chance, a drop chance. But overall, it has been a good effort from USA with the ball in the field. Now asking the question this time, probably just hitting that inside edge and onto the pad. Just half of an appeal from the bowler, nothing much from the rest of the fielders.
I think that was off the bat.
Yeah.
Onto the pads. Again, bowling in line with the stumps, trying to hit that pad.
Yeah, this is good bowling from Badadre. Keeping it very tight, wicket to wicket. There we go, that's probably just leading the inside edge coming into play and saving Vijay from what would have been a plum LBW. Oh, once again, playing it very late. Playing it safe.
Well, they're bowling it very slow as well, so there's enough time to go on the back foot and wait for it. And I think that's the good idea, because if it's drop short, you have enough time to place it into a gap.
Yeah. Off the edge and taken.
What a catch.
What a catch from the slip fielder. Brilliant effort. That just sums up the efforts with the bat from, or rather with the ball for the USA. That's a brilliant take from the slip fielder. A one-handed take to wrap things up at the last moment. There we go. That's brilliant. That's brilliant reflexes from the fielder.
That, I would say, the ball caught the hand.
He just threw his hand and the ball eventually just
you just stick it out there and it comes into you. A brilliant effort by USA, winning the toss. This is what they wanted.
Yeah,
wrap it up as soon as possible. Now it's up to their batters and how they want to go. 110, I think, is it the target, or no? 106.
Yeah, we'll wait for the official confirmation, but I think this is a good effort for USA to uplift that net run rate as well, because heading into the pool A seems very competitive, with a lot of teams getting stuck in that 2 and 4 runs in terms of points. So this is a good chance for United States to make it down to the top. So having a look at the batting performance from UAE, nothing much to talk in terms of batting performance from their Ranjan, the top scorer, with 15 of 11 runs, and then only 3 other batters made it into those double figures. So 25 overs with 22 extras, UAE wrapped up for 105 runs.
Well, look at the bowling. Everyone has picked up wickets. Toledo picking up a wicket in his first delivery, and then Sanjay just 1 for 30. Was a bit expensive. Shanwaz 3 for 27. Fernando 2 for 15. The pick of the bowlers, and Badadare 3 wickets.
It's been a really good performance after winning the toss. USA straight away, no hesitations whatsoever, deciding to bowl first, which I think is the right decision. Not just because they wrapped up the UAE 405. I think that was the right decision coming into this game because of the conditions of the pitch as well. So right from the start they were able to pick up those wickets, never let any of the USA or rather UAE batters to settle down and score those big runs. And I think the important thing is that they understood their assignment really well and made sure that they bowl wicket to wicket. Just like that, they've been able to make the most out of the conditions here at the BRC Grounds.
Had a few boundaries as well.
Yeah, it was Arun Toldur and Sanjay Pandey who started off the proceedings for USA. Arun Toldur picked up 1 wicket for 18, and then Sanjay Pandey was also quite good. He went for a few runs, plenty of extras as well. I think that's some concern for USA. There were around 25 extras if I'm not mistaken. And Sanjay Pandya giving away 30 runs, and I think most of them were extra runs. And he picks up a wicket as well. So a lot of soft dismissals, just trying to hit it over the top of the fielders and failing to do so. A lot of outside edges running down to boundaries and as well. And these are just regulation errors done by the batters, just planting the front foot right in front of the stumps and getting caught in front LBW. So the spinners took control of the game, especially in those middle overs. They were quite brilliant. They were bowling wicket to wicket and they were waiting for the batters to do some mistakes, and eventually the batters fell for it and their patience just ran out and made those mistakes and fell right into the trap set by the USA bowlers. And that last catch was just the cherry on the top for them in terms of their performance out in the middle. So a wonderful all-round bowling performance from UAE, and 25 overs they've been wrapped up for 105 runs. So the target is set for USA as they need 106 runs to win in 270 deliveries. So we'll take a short break and we'll be back with the run chase. Until then, stay tuned with the Papare TV.
Private Limited, Sri Lanka's premier destination for cricket enthusiasts and sports tourism. So, Pusa Leisure Private Limited is actually the only leisure company in Sri Lanka with its own cricket ground. We're here at the ground right now, and it's the second largest cricket ground across Sri Lanka in playing area. This is tailor-made to conduct tours across Sri Lanka, and we are here today to witness about the specialties it has to offer. natural for you to ask, what's so special about this ground? Well, let me list out a few reasons as to why it's special to cricket, right? So this is situated in a 30-acre land, meaning you have plenty of space to walk about, have a look and relax yourself. Second of all, this land is situated by so much of vegetation that the amount of wind that comes into this land is quite limited. So as you see, whenever we watch a cricket match, we've seen plenty of occasions where certain calls on cricket are interfered because of the wind. Now that issue will be limited in this ground due to the vegetation that surrounds this place, which is beneficial for anybody who comes to play cricket. Third of all, the lighting is just perfect, right? So it's well lit throughout the day, and the amount of sunlight that you get into this land is much more compared to any other cricket ground around, again because of the location it's situated in. And another specialty about this cricket ground is its grass, right? So usually whenever you go to any other cricket ground, the grass is quite smaller compared to the grass that you would be seeing in this special cricket ground when you come here. It's because we have actually taken a grass that is quite special to Sri Lanka. Why? Because it's easy to maintain, we know how it works, we can make sure that it's well watered, well cut. All of this is easily maintained because of the fact that this grass is special to Sri Lanka. So these are just a few specialties as to why this cricket ground is special for you. So let's talk about the pitch a little, right? So I'm here right now, and from the pitch to the ground, we have about 80 meters of a radius, right? And something special about the pitch is that it's elevated, meaning that anybody from anywhere on the ground can see the pitch properly because of its elevation. So even if you stay in that corner of the ground, the pitch very clearly because of the elevation that it has. Alright, so we have utilized certain methods to ensure that our ground is free of weeds, right? So our first method is recycling water. We have a natural source of water in our land, and we have taken the water from that into a handmade pond covered by polythene, and water from that is taken to our ground through sprinklers, and that is how we water our ground. And that water is later on taken back into our drain, which I'm standing over, and this leads straight up to the natural water supply that we have in this land. All right. Apart from that, we've also utilized certain methods to ensure that no water from outside is brought to our land, our cricket ground basically. So these methods are basically what we use to ensure that there's no weeds in this grass and that our grass is the same that we have maintained throughout from the start. Alrighty, so another specialty about this ground and how we're connected with nature, right? A fun fact. So if you hit a century in this ground, one of these surrounding trees will be named after you. So if you can see, this entire ground is surrounded by vegetation and plenty of trees. So whoever hits a century in this ground will get one of those trees named after them. So this is actually something quite unique. It's not done everywhere, and it's actually a nice opportunity for you to get a tree named after you. So this is something special that's happening here at the ground, and so far only 8 cricketers have actually hit a century and gotten a tree named after them. So if you want to come here and hit a century and get a tree named after you, this is the place for you.
Welcome back to the BRC Cricket Grounds here in Colombo, and we are bringing to you the live action from the USA versus UAE match of the IMC Over-50s Cricket World Cup 2025. And I am joined by Sajani here. Welcome back, Sajani.
Hello. it is not a very competitive total that UAE have put up on the board compared to what they had predicted for themselves or projected for themselves. In fact, between 250 to 300 runs, I think that was just a major collapse. Starting from the first wicket on the first ball, I think with Amjad Khan being a strong figure in that team, the second highest run scorer, especially falling right at the start, they were never really able to quite pull the match back, which led to 106 runs on the board.
Yep, they had quite a few partnerships here and there, but all the time USA found a way to break the partnerships and come back into the game. And Sajid Fernando bowled a brilliant spell of 7 overs for very few runs, and then Saeed Shahnawaz and Raj Badadre did the damage with picking up 6 wickets, among them 3 wickets apiece. Sajid Fernando also did pick up 2 wickets. Apart from that, Arun Toludur and Sanjay Pandya also picked up a wicket each, and that was the story for UAE batting first. After being put into bat first, USA won the toss early in the day, and here are the 2 openers for USA. Naveen Piris, the left-hand batter, and the vice-captain, Fazal. And USA would be looking to get to this target as quickly as possible with the net run rate in mind.
It is looking very possible because USA has a very strong batting lineup, in fact, and they were ready to take on a much larger total, which means that they'll look to more than this total is very, very attainable, which means they'll be trying to speed the process up as fast as they possibly can, which is something it's looking very likely that they can do.
Definitely. And also we kept saying about this that UAE don't have much options left today. They just have 11 players left out of their squad. So not sure what the bowling options they have for today, and whatever they have, they might have to just play with it. And this is not an easy target to defend. It's 105 runs. They'll have to pick up wickets regularly.
They need a very good start, the same way that USA was able to pick up a wicket in the first over. That is something that the UAE will need to do, at least within the first 5. If they are able to pick up 2 wickets, hypothetically, that would put them in a good fighting position, I believe.
Yep, wickets is the name of the game for UAE at this point. So UAE will be starting with a spinner. So it's a battle between the States and the Emirates. Naveen Paris up against the opening bowler for UAE. Right arm off spin, left arm spin.
Well bowled, yaar. What a bowling! What a bowling! Easy, easy, easy.
It's Kulkarni,
Come on, guys.
the opening bowler for UAE. Left arm spin.
Sorry, Vijay. एक मिनट, अरे यार तुम थोड़ा पीछे से आ जाओ. Well bowled, yaar. Shabash, shabash.
Flighted delivery outside the off, beautifully driven by Naveen Paris, but straight to the point fielder.
Well bowled, big guy, shabash.
It has been a feature of most of the spinners who bowl today. They've given the ball enough air.
Chalo.
This time swept away by Naveen Paris. And that's the first boundary of the USA innings. It was outside the off stump, but he still managed to drag it away to the leg side and
100%.
sweep it cleanly.
He predicted that shot pretty much because it was very, very similar. And that just completely drove away to the boundary. First 4 of the innings.
Brilliant start for USA. Boundary off just the third ball. And UAE would be definitely expecting much more from Kulkarni. Not wickets, at least dot balls. Keep things quiet. Base keeper taking time to make sure he's got the correct field. He brings on a wide-ish slip, more of a short third man. Almost a short third man.
Straight to the field of that one. Much better bowling.
Good yaar, BK, kya baat hai? Lovely bowling, BK. Shabash.
Pires looks like a proactive batter.
Well bowled, yaar.
Once again missed out on opportunity to get some runs. Plays it straight back to the field at point. It's dropped short, but the ball didn't come as high as he would love to have it to be. Not much bounce on this wicket. I think it also depends on the pace you bowl. Kulkarni bowling it really slow, and that's full on the thigh. Confident appeal from Kulkarni, but the umpire was not interested at all. USA 4 for no loss after the end of the first over.
Once again, we have just begun the second innings of the match between the USA and UAE.
Yep, here are a few more other games that are brought to you live through the Papare. Namibia taking on New Zealand at Valisera. USA versus UAE. This game here at BRC. Sri Lanka taking on England right across the fence at Coles. From Pool B, South Africa versus India at DS Grounds, Canada versus Pakistan at the MCA Grounds, and Wales versus Australia at the Pusa Grounds in Bandaragama. The only venue hosting games situated outside Colombo in this World Cup. Every other game will be played in Colombo or the vicinity of Colombo, Valisera, the furthest. So quite an easy commute for all the teams here. All their accommodations are also located very close to the venues, training facilities, match venues. Also, I've heard that enjoying their time over here in Sri Lanka. They've had a social gathering in the Mount Lavinia beach last night as well. So they're having a great time. It was during the day, so I've been corrected. It's not during the night, it was during the day. And that's another boundary for USA. Dropped short by Biju Nair in just his second delivery. Easy pickings for Fazal Aslam. Easily cut away for a boundary.
That is his first boundary of the game as well. Both batsmen seem to have the mission on board to score as fast as they possibly can, which is something that we have started to see.
UAE will have to be much sharper in their bowling.
Well bowled, shabash, shabash,
Tried to hit it over the bowler, but missed it. Fazal Aslam, yes, like you said, intentions are clear. No hanging around. Just try and score as quickly as possible. And as I said before, the net run rate would definitely be playing a part in their decision making in this run chase. Sooner you get at the target, better the net run rate for you. It was a short ball as well. Could have put away. Fazal Aslam missed out. So both batters missing out at least one chance to put away boundaries, but still they're going at a decent rate. It's more than enough for them. Chasing just 106 runs in 45 overs.
Only 98 runs are needed. It's quite scary when you have a double digit on the board with just 2 overs into the game.
Well bowled, yeah. Good ball. Good bowling. Okay.
That is the end of the second over. 8 for no loss.
Witness the thrill of the big match season, where school pride is on the line and every run counts. Watch as heroes rise and legends are born. The big match season, live on the Papare TV, Dialogue View app and thepapare.com.
आप थोड़ा सा अंदर आओ हरी हरी थोड़ा इधर तू सही है
Brought back Kulkarni to bowl this third over. Strong shot.
ठीक है शाबाश हाथ पे फेंकना हाथ
Unfortunately not completely well timed. Made it into the hands of the fielder.
Was it in the air for a while?
It was. That's why it wasn't exactly well timed, because it wasn't strong enough to carry.
Lucky escape for Naveen Paris. This time it's hit hard and there is no chance of stopping that whatsoever.
No fielder in its midst, and that races way for 4.
Second boundary for Naveen Paris, third boundary for US, and they're dealing in boundaries. No singles, just boundaries.
Yeah, it's either a dot ball or a boundary as far as the first few overs have gone.
Was hit very hard.
Better shot of his first attempt there.
Juicy full toss, hit straight to the deep mid wicket fielder. Naveen Paris wouldn't be happy with that effort. Lucky escape for Kulkarni this time. Drop shot pulled, but I think there is cover. There is a long on fielder to stop that. First single of the innings coming in the third over.
Still, the overs seem to be going in favour of US, because they've managed to pull away a boundary in each, and at the required total, that is going to keep them afloat.
Yep, so the required run rate at the beginning of this innings was just above 2. They are going at a rate of above 4, and quite comfortable for them. Another single for Fazal Aslam. So USA now slowly starting to rotate the strike as well. I think that would help them. That would be better for them to, if they can get those singles as well alongside the regular boundaries that they've been getting, can accelerate the scoring rate. That's drop shot pulled away. Finds the gap once again, and that's the second boundary of the over.
Most expensive over of this innings so far. It is 18 for no loss after the third over.
So here's that boundary of the last over once again. Dropped very short. Easy pickings for Naveen Paris. Rocked back and pulled it away comfortably. We have Viju Nair to bowl his second over.
So far, USA seem to be cruising through these first few overs. No wicket. They've gotten more comfortable rotating the strike now. Dealing in boundaries. Only 88 runs needed.
Sorry yaar.
UAE taking time to adjust the field. Just long on and deep mid-wicket fielder covering the boundary. The rest of them are inside the 30-yard circle with 4 of them or 5 of them on the offside. So no fielders apart from the square leg fielder on the onside covering the single. That's a slog, but did not connect at all.
That if that had connected, there would have been a chance they could have raced away for 4.
Yep, despite having 2 fielders at long on and deep mid wicket, would have most likely bisected those 2 fielders. That's more like it. Easy. There is a huge gap in the leg side. 4 singles and nicely done by Fazal Aslam. First time Naveen Paris is facing the off spinner Biju Nair. So the off spinners usually like to bowl at left-handers. Naveen Paris using the bail to mark his guard. Quite a popular sight from the early 2000s where a legendary West Indian used to do it, Shivnarayan Chandrapal. Good to see a player from Sri Lankan origin using it as well.
We saw Sajid Fernando previously bowling, and now we have Naveen Paris batting.
Yeah, quite a few Sri Lankans in the USA setup. And the media manager in a previous commentary stint with us, Mr. Ravi Suri, said that their knowledge of local conditions was very useful in their lead up for this tournament.
Definitely. It's always good to have like an inside ear. This has been so far the slowest over of this innings for USA.
Yep, best over so far for UAE. Just 2 runs off it in the first 5 balls. And I hope the commentators' curse doesn't jinx it for UAE in the last delivery.
That could have been close if it had been a direct hit.
Thought of a second run of the overthrow as well, but wasn't there to be taken. Shot pulled away.
No fielder there to stop the ball, and maybe we jinxed it here, but it is a boundary to end the over after the 4th over, 24 for no loss.
It's that boundary again. Like we said, Sajan, it always happens. The commentator's curse.
Husa Leisure Private Limited is inviting you to invest for this project for the development of golf course and 120 individual houses, which will be selling outright. Required investment is $30 million, which is the value of 49% of shares, and is available for you to invest. Whatever amount you can invest will yield benefit within less than 5 years.
Change of bowling for UAE. Seen Ranjan brought into the attack, replacing BK Kulkarni, the left arm spinner. He'll be bowling to Naveen Paris, who's on 14 of just 13. Fazal picked up his second boundary of the innings as well in the previous over, the last ball of the previous over, spoiling that over. It was going quite well until that delivery for UAE.
Let's see if this change in bowling makes a difference, if they're able to pick up their first wicket. And at this point in the game, they need a wicket because they won't have the time to hope that, because there aren't enough runs on the board to kind of defend it.
Yep, at this rate, don't think UAE will be able to contain USA. The only way for them would be to pick up wickets, and that's beautifully played by Naveen Paris. Almost a Yorker length delivery, but he squeezed it past third man. Picks up 2 runs. Not enough pace on the ball for that to carry on to the boundary, but beautiful shot to watch.
The required run rate drops down to 2 runs per over.
They're almost going at a rate of just above 6 at the moment.
Triple that.
Good piece of footwork from Vijay Mehra for UAE.
John, आप अंदर आ जाओ. ओ भाई, उसको मार रहने दे. उसको मार रहने दे. John, John के जाएगा राना. एक मिनट आ दिया यार. आप वही रहो. John इधर से
They
पीछे.
picked up 3 runs on that first ball, which not a very good start for Ranjan there. Just goes to show you that they're really keen to finish this match as soon as they can, so that the net run rate instantly shoots up.
Yep, and I think they have the privilege to go hard as well, because the required runs is not very daunting. It's just 106 runs, and they've got plenty of batting left in the bank as well.
Good lineup there for USA.
So just a small target. You can afford to look to attack and play some shots, which I think Fazal and Naveen have done so beautifully so far. Short and wide, cut away, and that's another boundary. Easy for USA at this point, cruising towards the target. 31.
100%. Already the most expensive over of this innings. I also think that the pace in which Ranjan is bowling is very beneficial to the US, because they use that power and they completely drive it over to the boundary line, and it seems to be working for them.
Yep, definitely, and Ranjan has been the quickest out of the UAE bowlers who have bowled so far, and that's definitely helping the USA batters. I think both of them like pace on the ball. It's just helping them time the ball much better. Against the 2 spinners, they had to give power, but Ranjan's pace is helping.
He needs to find a way to make sure that the ball falls straight into the hands of a fielder if he is to get a wicket.
Once again, similar ball, similar shot, same result.
11 runs off this over, just 3 balls in. Not the best possible start at all for this new bowler.
Fazal struggled with a couple of short and wide deliveries in previous overs, but I think he's loving Ranjan's pace.
100%.
He's timing it perfectly.
And since all the fielders are pretty much inside the 30-yard circle, there is no one to defend that. Once again, the ball races off to a boundary. This is quite a blunder to bring in,
Yeah, it's quite entertaining as well. This time, the only difference from the initial 2 boundaries is that it was played a bit front of square, while the initial 2 boundaries were played behind square.
100%. He is very effectively finding all the gaps and really using it to his advantage. So far, this over has been 3 runs and then 3 consecutive boundaries.
15 off 4. Still no change up from Seen Ranjan. Probably a slower one coming up. Let's wait and see. Oh God, he's trying the same thing.
That is wide.
More runs given away. Now it's 16 off 4.
Very, very expensive over.
Ranjan under immense pressure.
He needs to redeem himself with a wicket.
Much better line and length this time from Ranjan. Still, Fazal Aslam picks up a single. But much better line.
Last ball of this over.
I think Ranjan just wants to finish it over. It has been a disastrous over for him so far.
Not a very good strategy. Required run rate drops to 1.62.
Once again, short and wide, cut away. This time it's the left-hander, Naveen Peris. 21 runs off that over. USA cruise to 45, and that also in just 5 overs.
No wickets.
Catch the excitement real time. Be up to date with it all. Let us capture your milestones. Get it sizzling hot off the turf. Hear the experts break it down. Dig deep into the nitty-gritties. Be inspired by their greatness. Relive all the scintillating action.
5 overs done, 45 runs on the board for USA, cruising at this stage, chasing down a target of 106 runs. Fazal and Naveen very much in control of the game. Just smashing the ball to every part of the ground right now. Just not much in terms of ball in there from UAE as well. That'll hold up USA at any stage so far. So joining with me now for commentary is Arun, who did a wonderful job with the new ball for USA. So how are you, Arun, and welcome.
Thank you. It's great to be here. And first of all, thank you to all the folks who have worked so hard to put together such an amazing tournament. We've just had a wonderful time here. I personally was here about a year ago with my son, and he played cricket here at the Coles Ground, the MCA, Papare. What an amazing country, the people, and so we're having a blast, and thanks for everything you all do here.
It's so good to hear that you're enjoying your stay here in Sri Lanka so far. And things have been quite flawless so far for USA. Tell us a bit about this. I would like to ask you about this particular ball, the Pink Duke ball. How was it to bowl with the new ball? Especially, I'm asking you because you started off the innings for USA with the new ball, and I think right until the 13th or maybe the 14th, 15th over, the ball held its shape really well, and the shine was there. How helpful was that for as a fast bowler?
Oh, absolutely. It's a big help. The Duke ball that we play with is a wonderful ball. It has a nice high seam. If you work on it, the shine stays on. And, that's obviously huge for bowlers like me who tend to swing the ball quite a bit. And then it's not only the swing, but because of that seam, you're able to get some seam off the wicket. And that's really what happened at that first ball. And there goes Fazal. That's a classic signature Fazal shot. The ball was pitched up, middle stump, and he just launched it over cow corner. I think it's in the road.
Yeah, it is. Plenty of shots.
I hope nobody got hurt there. And that's one of my worry here with Fazal batting in the mood that he's in. I'm not sure this ground is big enough to handle his shots, and I hope we don't break any windows or hit any people out there.
Yeah, plenty of shots around that part of the ground. It tends to go to the road, and for this time around, I'm sure nobody's hurt. Hopefully, but 50 runs on board for USA in real quick time. There we go. We just retrieved the ball.
I'm sure the umpires will have a look at the ball because it did get onto the road, the concrete, the asphalt. I'm sure they'll take a look. I'm sure it's fine. This Duke ball will be fine. There you go. He hands it to the bowler, and we'll restart the proceedings. Again, Fazal and Naveen, two fantastic batsmen. Very different styles of batting. Naveen is more traditional, settles in, and plays a long innings. And Fazal's just dangerous all the way around. He can play the long innings as well, but the bat speed that he has when he launches these shots, you saw that in the last over where he hit 3-4s. And they were just, wideish balls, and he throws his bat at it, and it just, in these outfields, once the ball has gone past the fielder, all you're doing is retrieving it from the boundary line.
Yeah, that combination is really crucial, especially for the opening pair, for the one batter to go after the bowling and the other batter to just settle down and, play it safe and securely. So just a wonderful combination that's working out pretty well for USA. A slight hold up, I'm sure. Discussions going on. I wonder what the discussion is about. Maybe about the ball that is being used at the moment. Once again, down the ground. No chance for the fielder. And it's 6 yet again, the second 6 of this over. And Shahabdeen with the ball just tossing it up. And Fazal just not afraid to go for his natural shots. And this time down the ground he goes. all the way for a 6. Same result.
I actually don't think he got much hold of it, and that shows Fazal's power. If he had hit it, if he had timed it really well, that thing was going to be on the roof.
Yeah, just shows the confidence of the player playing across the line of the delivery. That would have easily gone on to hit his leg, front leg, and would have been an LBW, but he got the connection he was looking for. It tells you about the confidence just oozing off Fazal at the moment. He's trying to go after the bowling, 37 off 20. Now, these are valuable runs, aren't they? Because we're in the business end of this tournament, so these runs, the net run rate will come into play because Pool A has been really competitive.
Yeah, you hit it. You hit it on the nail on the head there. We lost. The USA team got off to a tough start against the top 3 teams, I think, in this particular group.
Yeah, 6 overs down. We'll talk about this in the next over. 61 runs on the board without loss for USA.
Mama Gajaman. මම හැමදේම කරන්නේ බොහොම පිළිවෙල. මං වැඩ කරන්නේ මගෝ රිස්තුමා. එතුමාට නම් මාව නැතුවම බෑ.
61 runs on the board, just 45 runs away from victory. Arun, you were talking about the USA's journey so far in this tournament.
Yeah, we had an interesting draw. We started off with Sri Lanka, then we played New Zealand, and then we played England. You know, I would say probably the top 3 teams in this group. No disrespect to anybody else, but and Sri Lanka in their home conditions, availability of top class players, big difference. And England have been on top of the game for a long time. They play a lot as well. And coming from the United States, you know, our facilities aren't quite what you have here. There are some areas of the country where we have turf wickets and we can play year-round. But most of the folks play on AstroTurf wickets and things like that. So getting used to turf wickets is a little bit challenging. And then, so we lost to Sri Lanka, we lost to England, and we beat New Zealand. So we're 2 down, and the net run rate is going to be incredibly important. If we will need some help, but if we can, that's our goal here today, is to get the net run rate up as high as possible.
So far, it has worked out really well for you. For USA, 61 runs, going at exactly 10 runs per over. Right, so Rehan, bowling change from UAE, a bit of leg spin. Asking the question this time, just probably the impact outside the off stump. He's not afraid to go for his shots, isn't he, Naveen? Now that's a good looking shot. And might run down to the boundary as it does. Just a 1 bounce and into the boundary line, just continuing his good work. This time it's Naveen, and he has joined to the party.
Yeah, indeed. And this is one of Naveen's patented favorite shots. He likes to shuffle around in the crease a little bit. You'll see his movement here. There you go. And then the ball's just a little bit sliding down the leg, and he helps it along the way. He plays the shot very, very effectively.
Such shots are really crucial, especially when it comes to playing in these slower conditions. You need to make sure that you create the shots, you invent the shot. And I think that is exactly what Naveen has done. Just moving across his stumps and trying to be a bit more shaky. Nice good bowling. Rehan. So early the batter just moving across his stumps. Just stick with his line outside the off stump.
I think Rehan has been the best bowler on display so far, just based on 5 balls.
Yeah, UAE bowlers just lacking the discipline, just bowling everywhere right now. But Rehan has done something well. Just 4 runs in this over. 7 overs done, 65 without loss.
Witness the thrill of the big match season, where school pride is on the line and every run counts. Watch as heroes rise and legends are born. The big match season, live on the Papare TV, Dialogue View app and thepapare.com.
Look at this.
Ooh.
The biggest budget ever.
3 to 4 million.
Come on in.
It's breathtaking.
Amazing.
This is stunning. Wow.
I love my job.
My lottery dream home. Mondays on HGTV.
विकेट पे कर बॉल उधर ही जाएगा क्या भाई वो बाहर है सब
65 for the loss of without loss at this stage for USA at the end of over number 7. Now you have a lot of quite a few of players with Sri Lankan origin. So how useful was it to come here to Sri Lanka and play this tournament with the help of these Sri Lankan origin players?
Huge actually. We got here a week before the World Cup started, and our skipper Sanjeeva Veersanghe, who obviously is from Sri Lanka, who's played a lot of cricket here, high-class cricket, made it a point once we selected the team that we will be coming here early, and it was mandatory for everybody to show up. So we all showed up on February 2nd and got over the jet lag, and then played a couple of games, warm-up games as well, in 2 grounds that we would eventually be playing future matches. So that was huge for us.
Yeah, Sachin Fernando as well. An absolute legend in the domestic structure in Sri Lanka. Over 10,000 first-class runs. Now this time, it goes high, and it might just run away for a boundary. Creating his shots, isn't he, Naveen? Very, very cheeky, and at the same time, very canny player as well. Just toying with the balls at this stage.
Indeed, and yeah, so you see him walking around in the crease, and depending on where the bowler bowls, he's got the shots on the leg side, down the legs, on the off side, so he's hit it all over the place. It's just great to watch, and it's a treat to watch Naveen bat when he's in song like this.
Full toss, not helping at all for UAE, and it's gone for a boundary. A second boundary this over. Well, so far it has been Fazal who's been striking the ball really well, 40 of 22, but now Naveen has joined the party, scoring 33 of 24. This time it's a full toss, and hitting that right spot on the bat to get it all the way towards the boundary line.
Yeah, these outfields are so fast across the board. As a bowler, you have very little margin for error. And I think what we've seen from the UAE bowling is that they just haven't been consistent, disciplined, put it on the spot. There is something in the wicket, by the way. They bowled too many full tosses or too short. They've not really utilized the wicket, the pitch at all.
I think as spinners, USA did well with the ball as a spinner. So we'll talk about this in the next over. 8 overs done, 75 without loss.
Welcome to the IMC Over-50s World Cup 2025. Experience the unforgettable moments as teams from around the globe compete for glory. 14 nations, 1 champion. IMC Over-50s World Cup 2025. Live on the Papare TV, Dialog View app and thepapare.com.
$75 runs without loss at the end of over number 8. Naveen and Fazal, the 2 openers for USA, going on strong here. So to come back to what I just mentioned in the previous over, the spinners from USA, I think what they did correctly was they bowled at the right pace. Just the right pace to get that purchase of these conditions, and I think that comes with the experience and to know exactly how to bowl in these conditions. And I think your spinners, the USA spinners, have done that quite well, and I think they've done their homework really well as well.
Indeed, we talk a lot about it. As personally for me as a swing bowler, I want to pitch the ball up so that I get that extra movement and get the LBWs and bowls. But on these wickets, and especially with this ball where you can get a nip off the wicket, you need to pitch it a little shorter, more of a good length type thing. And then for the spinners, one thing we've talked a lot about is we have different spinners with different pace as well, and reading the pitch and figuring out what is the right pace to bowl on a pitch is something that we have been talking a lot about. It's one thing to talk about it and then execute it. Today I thought we executed brilliantly across the board.
It's such a crucial thing, isn't it, for a spinner? One would expect that the key things for a spinner is to spin the ball, but the pace in which he's bowling is also very much crucial. to get that purchase, to get the maximum out of these conditions. Because in the subcontinent, the spinners will play a major role. So a bit of change-ups from UAE. They're trying out their bowlers to see if anything would work out for them. So I think Rehan bowled really well and has been changed over with John, who's bowling his first over.
Yeah, I'm a little surprised. I would have thought Rehan would come back for another over. You, as a bowler, you want to settle into a rhythm. I thought he did a very good job in his first over, just except for that first ball. And we'll see. Maybe he'll come back from the other end. Maybe that's what they're thinking about.
Yeah, more of a desperate strategy. I don't think that UAE has a plan as it now on how to restrict the run flow and how to get those wickets through, because USA are just flawless at this stage. The two batters on song, making it extremely tough outing for the UAE bowlers. Punch down the ground, another single. John just pitching it full.
I don't know if Ravi spoke about this or not, but back in October we had our zonal tournament in Dubai, and so we played in 110 degree Fahrenheit heat. It was in some ways, for all the people who could be part of the team in the World Cup team, they got a dose of what high temperature could look like. Of course, the humidity is an add-on that adds it, makes it even more challenging here in Colombo and in Sri Lanka.
Yeah, not the easiest of the conditions to play out there in the middle. Very hot and humid as well, especially during this part of the year. It's very hot and humid. Not much rain on offer as well. You look at the outfield, a lot of dry grass.
Indeed, we've been blessed with good weather in the sense that we have not had any rain, and I hope it stays that way.
Now that's up in there. Is there a fielder in the deep? Oh, he has taken it, has he? That's a good catch. That's a really good catch in the deep, and at last UAE makes a breakthrough. And Naveen just trying to go for a big shot. He almost cleared the boundary, but just not enough. And John picks up the all-important breakthrough. Maybe hitting that bottom part of the bat. It went up in the air, and that's a good catch. That's a really good one.
Yeah, indeed. I thought for a second that he hadn't judged it and it was going to drop short of him, but good on the fielder, Ranjan, to dive forward and pouch that ball.
Navin Pires dismissed, and now it's 79 for 1.
Witness the thrill of the big match season, where school pride is on the line and every run counts. Watch as heroes rise and legends are born. The big match season, live on the Papare TV, Dialog View app and thepapare.com.
Paresh Deshmukh comes to the crease. Paresh is another attacking batsman. He's in the Fazal mold as well. He and Sanjeeva stitched together a phenomenal partnership against New Zealand, where we were chasing 230 something, and we were in a bit of bother. 4 wickets had fallen, and the two of them put together like a 130-run partnership. Just as we were on the doorstep of victory, Paresh got out. We needed 10 more runs, and obviously knocked that off. Sanjeeva played a brilliant knock, 90-something not out over there. It was great to see Paresh not only play his attacking shots, but also be very disciplined and play a long innings.
Yeah, a lot of the Papare.com bringing you these live actions. Wales versus Australia at BRC Grounds in Bandargam. Canada taking on Pakistan at IMC Grounds in Colombo 7. South Africa versus India at T.S. Siddhartha College Grounds. USA and UAE taking on each other at the BRC Grounds. We got next door Colts Cricket Club, but not far from here, Sri Lanka taking on England. Namibia versus New Zealand at Navy Grounds in Valisara. We got the club rugby match going on as well today. Sri Lions taking on Police SC, and that is at Air Force Grounds in Ratbalana. So a lot of live actions being brought to you live by the Papare TV. Today is an action-packed weekend. This on Papare TV.
stump, please. That's leg stump, correct. Thank you.
The other aspect that's been phenomenal is obviously the coverage, the folks, the cameramen, the commentators such as yourself, bringing color to the proceedings here. Many of our folks, our friends and families are watching the game in the US and across the world, so they can kind of live the moments along with us. So it's a joy to have this high class, high professional type telecast going on.
It's been an absolute pleasure to cover up these matches, seeing these senior cricketers once again representing their country with pride. And it's been a wonderful few weeks here at the IMC Over-50s World Cup in Sri Lanka. I'm sure you have enjoyed your stay in Sri Lanka as well.
Indeed, cricket obviously has been awesome. But in addition, we've also taken time to do a few things, sightseeing. Some folks have gone to Sigiriya and other places. I did that last time I was here. And then we do team outings as well. We went to the Pinnavalla Elephant Orphanage yesterday as a team. That was a couple of days ago.
Yeah, 9 overs done, 81 for 1 now.
Get ready for the International Masters League, where cricketing powerhouses collide. Who will rise to the occasion and claim the ultimate glory? Live on the Papare TV, Dialogue View app and thepapare.com. Witness the thrill of the big match season, where school pride is on the line and every run counts. Watch as heroes rise and legends are born. The big match season, live on the Papare TV, Dialogue View app and thepapare.com.
Right arm over.
Right, so a superb start for USA in this run chase. They're chasing down the target of 106. Not much runs required now. Fazal, 42 of 25, and Naveen Pires was also quite good with the bat in hand, just absolutely punishing these UAE bowlers. And Deshmukh out in the middle, as Arun just mentioned, he's also a player to watch out for. UAE, I think, with the bat in hand after USA, after winning the toss, I think there were no hesitations whatsoever to deciding to bowl first with this new ball. Was that strategy based on the strengths of your team and depending on the opposition, or purely based on the conditions here at BRC Grounds? How was that decision made?
Yeah, it's a lot of it is based on the pitch conditions. In fact, even the team 11, team 12 is decided based on the pitch conditions. So today, the skipper obviously felt, and I think it was the right call, to bowl first upon winning the toss. There's another fuzzle shot. Again, the bat speed that comes into play, and you see that it's flat and straight over, long off for a 6.
Yeah, once again, Rehan just pitching it up and just casually, it's gone all the way for a 6. Just got down under the ball really well, down on one knee. He's a powerful guy, isn't he?
It's huge. You should see him in person with his shirt off, so he's definitely bulked up. We all pride a lot on our fitness, and we've been working very hard on it on a variety of things, strength, but more importantly, mobility and stamina. Those are some things that we work on quite a bit throughout the season. Excellent faster ball. I think it caught him by surprise.
Yeah. Changing it up, mixing it up, Rehan. He's a canny bowler. I think we're still in the 10th over, and has he been utilized early, they would be able to get some control of this game. Now that's once again up in there, not timed up to the perfection. Once again hitting that bottom part of the bat. And goes high up in there.
Okay, it's okay.
So I'm sure you've played here in this IMC Over-50s World Cup in multiple grounds over these last couple of weeks. If you could tell me, no, that's once again perfectly cut down this time from Deshmukh. These are really just casual shots, aren't they? And just enough timing, and at the same time the placement was exceptional. And it runs down towards the boundary line.
Absolutely. You get value for your shots. In fact, you don't really need to manufacture. You don't need to hit very hard. If you just time the ball, put it in the gap, these outfields are phenomenal across the board. You were just asking about the grounds that we played at. We played at Colombo, which is right across from the BRC where we are today. In fact, we can see their pavilion right across. We then played at Pusa
Grounds,
and that was a game against New Zealand. And then England, we played at the beautiful St. Thomas Ground. So, I mean, 3 amazing and very different facilities.
What's your favorite?
Oh, it's tough. I like each one of those for something or the other. The Coles and the rich history, everything else. I'm a big history buff. I'm a little bummed we're not playing at Pisara.
Right. That's so good to hear. 10 overs done, 97 runs on the board for the loss of 1 wicket. And Deshmukh on 10, Fazal on 49.
What is your plan for the next cricket tour? Here is the answer. Bhusal Leisure Private Limited, Sri Lanka's only leisure company with its own cricket ground. Engage in sports tourism exclusively for cricket. Contact details. Pujita 077 7421 842. Nishani Gunasekara 076 76 17 249.
So USA just 9 runs behind. A very, very clinical win here at the BRC Grounds against UAE. Hi, Michael.
Hi, Adil. So you said it might be over in 20. I said less than that.
Yeah, so I had some. I thought the UAE bowlers would be a bit more competitive, but seems like it's not the case. You were right.
I think we are a bit more competitive trying to predict what will happen.
Yeah, so I started with 20, you were like 15, but I think it would be much quicker than that.
One said 2:30.
Yeah, it's not even 1:30, so it's just 1 o'clock here in Colombo. So probably 10 or 15 more minutes, or maybe less than that. So it has been a very tough game for UAE without most of their players. Just 11 players left for this game. Plenty of injuries. But they've been no match to USA in this game.
Well, all credit to the USA team, not taking anything lightly. Very professional. That's another boundary. So the 100 up. It's a massive run rate.
And also half century for opener, vice captain Fazal Aslam. Just in 29 balls, Michael.
Look at that strike rate, 182. Well, when you get 100 in 10.1 overs, what do you expect?
Definitely one man has to go at this rate. He has been doing it from ball 1 to con pretty much every bowler who came at him. And like you said, Michael, it has been a professional performance from USA, not taking the depleted UAE side lightly, playing their full strength side. And what a thrashing win.
So another one going down on one knee and just smashing it. Just waiting for confirmation whether that's a boundary.
Scores are level here at BRC. USA needing just 1 run and have a lot of overs left.
This will help their net run rate climb right to the top. Well, should be just finishing, maybe this might be their second win.
Yep,
beat
the
New
second
Zealand
win
as well. Tight group. The group. That should be the game.
What a way to finish the game with a massive 6. And in 3 balls, he has scored 14 runs off this John over. And USA win very, very comfortably. Couldn't have been much, easier than this for any team to win a game of cricket.
I think that was the quickest to win so far in this tournament. It's half the day gone.
Yep, we didn't have a break today. So it's just 5 minutes past 1 here in Colombo. What a performance from USA.
I think they needed this. a good win against New Zealand as well.
I think, Michael, we can just hop on to the stadium next door and get some action of the Sri Lanka-England game as well, because we've got a lot of time left in the day.
That will be a good game. I think Sri Lanka are not doing that well. 140 for 9.
Both the teams have been unbeaten so far. Seems like England are having the upper hand in that game up to now, but still cannot predict final result.
See, formality is going. That's the batting card. Naveen was out for 36 of 28. Fazal was not out on 63 of 31. And Deshmukh was not out on 10 of 4. Just the 2 extras. I think that's where UAE have done really better than USA, because in the first 10 overs, USA had given 21 extras, whereas UAE have just given the 2 extras, but they've leaked runs.
Yep. So despite the hammering, they've been disciplined, but those economy rates wouldn't tell a good story, Michael. Kulkarni, 2 overs 14 runs. Biju Nair, 3 overs 20. Ranjan got a hammering, just 1 over and gave away 21 runs. Shahabuddin, 16 off his only over. Rayan Ahmed, 20 off 2 overs. And John, even though he picked up a wicket, was going at a rate of 13.33, giving away 20 in just 9 balls.
The 2 opening bowlers doing pretty decently when you compare with the others.
Definitely. Even though usual standards, it's a bit expensive comparing with how the other bowlers fared today. They've been the pick of the bowlers in terms of the economy rate. And this is the USA innings highlights coming your way. The openers Naveen Piris and Fazal Aslam started the run chase brilliantly, taking on the 2 spinners who opened the bowling. It took time to rotate the strike. They were dealing with boundaries in the initial stage, but as they got hang of things and started to get few singles, it was just destructive from the 2 hard-hitting batters. It was very hard for the UAE bowlers to stop them. They weren't bowling that well either, giving away a lot of freebies, making the job easier for the USA batters.
Just a matter of I think getting used to the pitch. The first 2 overs they were struggling to time it, and then after that it was just easy pickings.
They even did some improvising just like that. Naveen Piris on that occasion picked up the gaps beautifully. Whenever the ball was there to be hit, it's made sure it was hit and hit them cleanly. This was the only wicket that fell. Naveen Piris, and then Fazal Aslam just continued proceedings for UAE. Some delicate touches as well in between those lusty blows. Those 2 were beautiful to watch from Fazal.
So that's what I said. Once they got the mesh of it, then you just waited for it and just played it in the gap. That was really good batting. That was the half century.
These were the final few blows to finish the game and the match-winning 6. What a way to finish a game with a 6. Always good.
Especially when it just needed 1 run.
And that helps the net run rate as well.
Yeah.
So here's the match summary coming your way. UAE were put into bat by the USA skipper Sanjeeva Veerasinghe. UAE bundled out for just 105 in 25 overs. Ranjan was the top scorer with 15 off 11. Hari Krishnan got 11 off 26, and Biju Nair ran a ball 11. In bowling, Raj Badadare picked up 3 wickets. Shanawaz picked 3 wickets. Sajid Fernando picked up 2 wickets. And then the run chase for USA. I mean, do we have anything to talk about it? It was just easy for USA. 10.3 overs, 111 for the loss of the single wicket. Fazal Aslam, 63 off 31 with a strike rate of above 180. Naveen Piris, his opening partner, scored 36 off 28, and Deshmukh remained unbeaten on 10 off just 4 deliveries. The lone wicket taker for UAE, John, 1 for 20.
So 11s.
A lot of 11s in that card.
Have been, if you notice that I was just pointing it out to you. So these are the upcoming fixtures. Namibia versus USA at MCA Grounds. And Zimbabwe taking on UAE at the Coles Grounds. That will be on Monday, the 17th.
You'll be there tomorrow?
Yes, I'll be there. Then New Zealand taking on England. That's also going to be a very important clash at St. Thomas's Grounds, Mount Lavinia. South Africa in the B group. It will be South Africa versus Pakistan at Goose Grounds, Bandaragama. Canada versus Australia at NCC. And Wales versus West Indies. That's also going to be a very interesting game. Wales playing really well. Good cricket in this tournament. Upset a few teams at the CCC Grounds. So those are the matches for the 17th.
Most of these teams are playing today as well.
Yes.
Yeah. So as I said, the Sri Lanka versus England game is also going on just next door at Coles. So that's the story from here. A comfortable win for USA against UAE, beating them by 9 wickets. And stay tuned with the Papare TV for more action of the IMC Over-50s World Cup. Tune in to the Papare for more matches tomorrow as well.